Grandiose. I like the Friends version, the one without Leyron.
Yeah.
Take a closer look at that meme.
Hail Hydra.
Okay,
No.
I am streaming now, so let's keep that to a minimum.
Right.
Okay, I was.
I'm not a
making
Nazi,
Captain
so
America
I'm gonna
reference.
pass.
Captain America reference.
Remember, I'm I am Antifa.
Hello, groovy people of the stream. Unfortunately, I can't be there for this one, but I'm sure Ninja is going to play my character wrong. Completely wrong. Broken. A flaw, a fragment of itself.
I'll help.
Yes,
Don't worry.
he'll probably make you a much nicer person.
The
It'll,
Ah,
DM
God.
speaks.
it'll
The DM
probably
speaks.
it'll probably be hard, but let's try to keep all the politics and real life events out of this. That way we can just focus on the game and have fun.
I should just go then. I'm going viral right now. I'm sorry. I'm exploding. I don't know why. Imagine just having a reasonable fucking opinion making you sound like an intelligent person.
Oh, Avocado's streaming Deep Rock Galactic.
Way to go,
Avocado
man.
is dead
Way
to
stay
us.
on topic.
Having a regular opinion makes you sound smart. I believe that people should not be killed.
Yeah, you're a genius.
I know, right? Hey, here's another one, okay? I think that people should be treated the same.
Oh no. Hold on.
Imagine-
How have we never come across this in our research?
Shocking.
I think that water should be able to stay either as a solid, liquid, or gaseous substance.
I don't think we should
What about
force water
plasmatic?
to be whatever it doesn't want to be, right? We should just let it exist.
Take a closer look at that meme.
Should not be president.
I think a lot of people agree with you. In fact, we never agreed that he should be president. The Electoral College made up our minds for us, even though he lost the popular vote. So
Mm-hmm.
many people agree with you. I'm loading in. As soon as I'm loading in, we'll change topics here. Or as soon as I'm loaded, I guess.
Mhm.
Oh, these are cool little counter thingamajigs.
Hopefully I'll
Yeah.
be there. Hopefully I'll be there for next session. But for now, I'm going to take my recycling out and go to sleep, ready for work tomorrow.
All right.
I
Good
shall
luck out
bid
there.
you all adieu.
Thanks for stopping
Hey.
by.
Bye.
Later.
Good night, Mad.
You're welcome. Bye.
All right, guys. You have returned to the hamlet after adventuring for a very long time. You've been out in the wilderness, and you finally get back where you can get all the dirt of the road off and get a wash and some warm food and all that. So it's still rainy as hell. The hamlet is still dreary and dark and damp and cold. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm going to get some more ammunition for my gun.
Good plan. Dante can help you out. He's got a fully stocked shop.
All right. How much is a whole thing of ammunition going to cost? Because I can't remember.
Bullets. Well, let's go to the books.
I also need powder too.
Who the books?
To the books. Problems got solutions.
I'm taking a look, and unfortunately, I'm not seeing a price tag for the bullets and gunpowder.
Yeah. Give it a moment. I'll find it. The ranged weapons have their own section. There it is. Ammunition is on page 41. So, let's see. Bullets, 5 gold for 20.
All right, and that comes with the gunpowder, I'm assuming.
Uh, Good question. Doesn't say.
We'll just assume.
Be right back. I got a phone call.
Okay.
Aha, he says. So, Fox, are you gonna go and see your fishy friend and your or your
What fishy
servant, I should
friends?
say? Your servant?
I found
Which
it.
one?
35 gold diamond for a powder horn.
And 30. Okay, so 5 for the bullets and 35. Okay, so that's 40.
So here's an interesting tidbit. Setting fire to a container of gunpowder deals damage to creatures near it. Powder horn, 3d6 fire damage to creatures within 10 feet. Powder keg, 7d6 fire damage to creatures within 15 feet. And then a powder barrel, 15d6 to creatures within 20 feet. That's fun. Kaboom.
Wait.
I would like to make a vote for getting a powder barrel for one of our adventures. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Well, the deafening silence. Nobody was listening.
Well-
I'm
Just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I'm not listening. I just don't care.
No, I mean in character, he's just standing there talking to no one.
You seem to have mistaken your party members for trees, or vice versa. Who knows what the fuck you're talking to?
Alright, I'm
Okay.
back.
So you guys are in cough. You guys are in town. There's an event going on. Empty kegs. The bar is locked. Gambling hall costs changed by -50%. Brothel costs changed by -50%. A troubling shortage of ale and a notable absence of good humor. Ironically, those most vocal concerning the current dearth of spirits and mead are the same patrons whose unrestrained exuberance the night before exhausted the supply.
So gambling is cheaper and
Mhm.
the brothel is cheaper?
You can get half off at the brothel or at the gambling hall, but you can't drink at the bar.
And it's good.
Did you guys figure out
Anybody
what sort
wanna-
of downtime activities you all wanted to do?
I'm
go
trying to
look
think
at
here.
The trinket wear.
Let me think.
Well, if we get one of the lesser trinkets, one of us could go to the gambling hall and see if we could get something better. Because in Darkest Dungeon, you give a trinket to whoever is going to the gambling hall, and you can either get gold out of it and keep the trinket, or you could lose the trinket, or you could get a better trinket.
Oh, hell, these are garbage. Graduate chance is kind of nice though, but I think I'll be okay with stress, especially since you got some cheap stress heal.
I'm gonna turn in those parts we got for the magic item I was working on.
Yeah, I need to give the survivalist those talents.
So each of you is going to go to a different person and sort that out. Egwene here, she'll accept however many talons you brought her.
Sweet.
Specifically, she wanted the griffin's claw. So every foot that you bring her counts towards one repayment of 775 gold. Now you owed her for 14. So how many do you got?
I think I got 20 of them. Is that what it says? Yeah. I didn't get any baby ones. I only got the full size ones.
Okay. Well, she will take 14 of them off your hands, and your debt is
Oh,
repaid.
sweet. I'll keep the rest.
Okay. Are you done, Fox?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll turn in my troll stuff.
Okay. So the gem augmenter, he'll accept the troll components that you've brought him. He's gonna look over what you've got, and he's gonna say, "Ah, excellent, excellent. These will definitely aid in my research." And he's gonna dig through his gems, and he's gonna say, "I think some of these things have sort of a synergy. I can sort of tell which things should go well together, just based on what I can see here. I'll learn more when I take it to the lab." And he's gonna gather up all of the guts into a sack, and take the dripping sack of troll guts, and he's gonna head off to his corner where he's got some beakers and test tubes and things set up. It's gonna take time. He's working on it. What do you do next?
I noticed that there's a bounty paper up.
There is the bounty has been up since the previous week. There's a bunch of wanted criminals that are out in the wastelands and the wildlands hiding out.
Well, I think it would be not as trivial to go after these bandits with a skilled tracker such as myself.
You know what their tracks look like?
Okay.
I'm
Before
pretty sure I can track humans from miles away.
before you get distracted by anything else, let me throw this thing at you. All right. So, whenever you go to sleep the first night that you came back to the hamlet, when you go to sleep, everybody's gonna have nightmares, and I need you all to roll a wisdom save.
Oh,
Hold on. We also dump off the shit at the alchemist.
Ah, oh, that's bad.
No.
He-Man wakes up in a cold sweat. Oh god,
I roll a 20.
things are coming to eat me.
I
So
killed those things.
Hold on, I still need to roll.
9 was actually enough. You are not
Oh wow, 9 was enough. All
not
right.
terribly affected by it. However,
Yeah.
you do have nightmares, and you will wake up and you'll be stunned when you wake up, because the nightmares are so intense. Um,
You get stunned on a fail.
yes, worse things happen if no. If you succeed, if you make the save, you get stunned. If you fail, worse things happen.
Got
Okay.
it. Cardiac arrest. Okay.
Okay, so Diamond passes it as well. So everybody has these terrible nightmares. They're really strange and alien, and everybody has a similar awful nightmare. Some people in town are so terrified by this nightmare that they have literally locked themselves in and refuse to come out, like the bartender.
Well, if you ran out of ale to sell, then I guess it doesn't matter.
Right.
Well, kind of does because alcohol kind of dumbs down the mental sanity that you can, the mental insanity that you.
So
Okay.
it's going to quickly
my point.
become the talk of the town. Everybody's a little bit freaked out by the horrible nightmares that everybody seems to be having.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Well, we should probably self-isolate, stay in our rooms for a while.
Okay, so that
As-
happens on the first night. You can continue with your downtime activity stuff. What do you got? What are you gonna do?
Well, Ninja, I would actually like to ask, what exactly is there any details that any of us could possibly remember about this nightmare?
Okay,
Such as
you
maybe it's
try.
in a
Well, dreams are hard to remember, so you try really hard to recall what your dream was, and all you can remember is a feeling that you were drowning and being eaten alive by creatures of the sea.
Cool. We'll just stay away from Bloop and the water, and we'll be fine.
Well, I don't think I would drown, but whatever. I'll be on land with sharks coming after me with like.
Sure.
I'll ask my shaman about this, because, it's a shaman, it's a sea thing.
I will try to build a table and some chairs for Smitty's house.
All right, that house is getting well
Back of
furnished.
the nightmare.
Okay, so Briba. Briba is here with his son, and they're doing what they do here. He's got like a little Dagon shrine, I guess.
Mhm.
Anyway, when you approach him, what do you ask?
I'll ask if he had the nightmares too.
He's gonna look at you quizzically, and he's gonna say, "What? No, no! It's a wonderful time. The Father has returned. Joy, joyous times have come upon us. The Father has returned." And he's got this like look in his eyes. It's all like wide-eyed and crazed.
Oh, jeez. I'll ask what he means by that. Just like, is Dagon here? Like,
Oh yes, whenever Dagon is close, you can feel him in the back of your mind. The dreams are a sign, a portent of his coming.
are we all gonna die? Is he like coming after us? What's happening?
He doesn't know. The mind of Dagon is a mystery to all.
I thought you studied this. Whatever. Well, do you know if there's anything we should prepare for? Like, I don't know, offerings or something?
He's gonna say typically during a visit from Dagon, a great feast is to be held. So probably even now the people of Dagon will be hunting far and wide for anything and everything that they can bring to Dagon's dinner table.
Well, in that case, do you want to go hunt? Or are you going to go hunt?
Um, nah, he's probably just gonna stay here.
Okay. You're not gonna give him anything?
All right. Him and his son are they've like renounced the other group of Dagonites, and he feels like if he went back there, they'd kill him. So even though he will worship Dagon in his own way, he can't return to his people.
Fair enough.
well, I guess the only thing Xenos would really do is go out and hunt, bring back some fresh meat for the hamlet.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
gonna hunt a lot.
I'm gonna tell everyone else what the shaman said.
Okay. I got a
Well,
23 on my will save.
Yes.
Am I aware that this is something?
So even if you make the save, everybody had the nightmare. It just means that you're not terrified by the nightmare. Your will is strong. You resist the fear.
Do I have to roll to remember a dream?
You don't. Just like trying to recall the dream, you'll get the same details about drowning and being eaten by sea creatures.
Interesting.
This is fine.
At this point, yeah. Well then,
well,
my previous question: did we give all the crap we needed to give to the alchemist to him? Guess I'll just do that.
I believe so. Yeah, he's got the ingredients to
give
make
him.
his fly potion.
Okay.
It
Great.
takes a long time to make though, so
I know.
he's getting to it. His
Just trying to start all my timers.
his shack is bubbling and boiling out there in the graveyard.
when
Great.
Bloop when Bloops talks about Dagon, Xenos will kind of ask, who's this Dagon person?
How have you not heard of the fish god? Whatever.
The
I'll
same
explain
reason
to
that I've
you.
never seen giant flying lion eagle.
Okay, fair enough. I'll explain to you who Dagon is, and if you want, I'll take you down to my shaman so you can learn.
I'll train blacksmithing. That's what I'll do
Okay.
Yes.
forever.
So after hunting, of course, Zenos will follow Bloop to her pool to see the
Okay.
pelagic.
I'll ask my shaman to go upstairs again.
He emerges from the water. His bug eyes take you in. He says, "What do you want?"
I have a person who needs to know who Dagon is, because I guess it has shielded eyes.
Ah, I see.
He needs knowledge.
Knowledge of Dagon. Well, one second. Dagon was Obirith and a demon lord. Called the Prince of the Depths, his realm was the 89th layer of the Abyss, known as the Shadow Sea. A mixture of octopus and fish, Dagon sprouted countless tentacles and was covered in black rubbery skin that was punctuated with many red unblinking eyes. Fish scales shielded his flesh, and row upon row of long fangs jut from his maw. He stood more than 40 feet tall and was considered one of the most fearsome of the demon lords.
Wait
And
there,
Zenos,
boy.
Yeah.
Zenos is taking all this in with great intrigue, but also keeping in mind all the details that he's giving, because the best way to beat your enemy is to know your enemy.
Dagon's gonna eat you before you beat him.
It would be the greatest hunt ever.
So he'll tell
You
you
better not kill my god.
Dagon and his minions lurked for a long time in the trench of Lepak and were only known as those who sleep below. They infested the dreams of those who swam in the sea of fallen stars with nightmares. The most ambitious of the demons was Prince Dagon, who planned to overcome a pantheon of sea creatures and achieve their divine powers. To reach this goal, he brought the depths of the sea of fallen stars under the control of his servants and their forces. The next step was made with long forgotten eldritch magic. He restricted the influence of the deities of the Shalarin in the Sea of Coronactus on the west of Maztica. He spouts off about a bunch of places you've never heard of. Undersea kingdoms, long forgotten.
Is that
Alright,
somewhere in there?
They're speaking in tongues. Got it.
Well, it's all like the history of the Dagon people, but it's not really stuff you'd be familiar with, so it just sort of in one ear, out
Yeah.
the other.
Like I said, speaking
well,
in
for
tongues.
most people. But to a hunter, all information is necessary.
Okay. So he's filled you in about Dagon, the father of the pelagic peoples.
All right.
That's
Well,
not figurative. That is the actual father. Like he has spawned the
no,
generations.
I know. I did read the story, Ninja. I've read Lovecraft. Regardless, Xenos will thank the pelagic shaman for his knowledge and wisdom, kind of sugarcoating her words, and
Well,
goes
two
off
things.
to
That's a dude, and his name is Bree.
Briba.
yes, but Xenos is a woman. I said sugarcoat her words, so Xenos's
Oh.
words are being sugarcoated.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Now that we've got that out of the way, Long, was there anything else you wanted to do?
Hang on.
Or-
Leyron strolls through town, and he's like using his mind to make this orb levitate along with him. And a bunch of the townsfolk are like pretty impressed, and the old lady, the gypsy, she looks at him, and her jaw hits her table. And she just watches him stroll by with his levitating black orb of nothingness. And he's he's gonna stand in town and he's gonna like pull out an apple and he's gonna like casually eat the apple, and after he finishes eating it, he just throws it into the black sphere and it's sucked down the black hole until it disappears with like a little popping noise. And then he continues on down the street with his black sphere, and he sees a puddle in front of him, and he like squints at the puddle, and the black sphere goes over and scoops up all of the water out of the puddle, so he doesn't get his boots wet. And he steps across the now dry puddle or gouge in the floor where there used to be water, and then he'll walk on down here, and he's gonna see like some insects, and he's going to begin waving his orb through the air to swallow up all of the bugs in the air. Just using it for incredibly trivial, mundane things, even though it's this amazing relic that should be like really held sacred, but whatever.
Hey, Ninja, is the bishop in town by any chance?
The bishop is not. He is in the Crimson Court. He's been talking with the nobles and laying plans to go after the vampire baron.
Damn it. If only he was in town to see this witchcraft, he'd probably
This black
just.
magic. Actual black sphere magic.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is just like, if the bishop is in town, this probably won't bode well for Leyron. But anyway, the bishop is out of town, so I guess Leyron's lucky.
So it just moves around kind of like telepathically.
He controls it with his mind, so it goes wherever he wants, as long as he maintains concentration on it.
In short, yes, long, telepathically.
Is there a way you can like store it without it sucking up everything around?
No. Anything that touches it dies instantly.
Well,
Even water?
actually, Ninja, question. What
Hmm.
would happen if you did try to put a sphere of annihilation into a bag of holding?
Bad things.
Oh,
It has
What if we
specific
jump
rules for
inside
interacting with
Leyron?
any dimensional pocket or dimensional portal or any of that. It has a table to roll on, and bad things can happen.
wait, how the heck was it stored when you found it?
It was just levitating in the air.
Is there a way to make it do that again?
It'll just sit in place unless somebody controls it with their mind and tells it to go somewhere. If you
Right.
control it, it'll move. Otherwise, it just floats.
Well, then sweet. So you're saying we could put it in my pool in the lower, top part of it, and it won't absorb everything?
If it's in the water,
no, it
it'll be
would.
destroying the water. But if it's above the water, it could just hover there.
Yeah, it's in the first layer. There's air in there.
Well, I mean, Leyron's probably not going to want to store it there. He'll keep it very close to him, protectively. My precious. Only I can control the sphere.
I mean, I don't really mind, but I'm just saying, if the worst case scenario happens.
It's probably actually true because you have to make a really difficult knowledge arcana check to do it.
I will stare at the orb very hard, trying to use control it.
I mean, if you've got an amazing knowledge arcana, let's see it.
I'll forget any of it.
I think you need a 25, which is pretty hard to do.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I-
okay. I just read up on that table that you were talking about, Ninja.
Yeah, you want to wind up in the plane of fire, just poof. Uh-oh.
I know nothing. I
The
cannot
plane of
dominate it
endless
with my
waters.
mind.
Oh, well, just to put it in general for all of you, if he rolls between an 86 and a 100 on that table, it'll send each and every single one of us to a random plane of existence.
Wait, why?
So somebody could go to the plane of fire, somebody could go to the plane of undeath, and then it's yeah.
No,
Can
it's
I
not
go
an AoE
plane of
thing
the
that just teleports all of us to the same random spot.
Oh
Nope.
no, it's AoE, but it teleports everybody to a random, not to a singular.
I think
Random.
for my own sanity, I would keep everybody in a group and move them to a random plane. Because
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Not
running a
But
game where
that would be a
everybody's on a
great
different.
plot
That's
hook,
a-
Ninja.
It's-
Everybody trying to find their way back to the others
It'd make a good
if they
TV
don't die
show
immediately.
or a movie or
Try
something.
DMing it.
But it really these games work better when everybody's in the same room.
It's easier that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could split up the party for a while, and it sort of works, but it really helps if everybody's in the same room.
Real quick, I'm not in the same room because I am trying to train my blacksmithing, but I forgot how.
So the blacksmith will train you. You just make a check like you were using blacksmithing, like a crafting skill check, and then there's a little table in the
Yeah, the
book.
note cards I gave you.
Does the note card give you like the list of how many points you get?
I have these, but I don't remember what to roll. Is it just the
you
check?
roll like strength with your blacksmithing proficiency tools.
And if you're not proficient, then you're just rolling with strength.
My proficiency right now. +1.
Well, everybody's
I'm gonna press-
proficiency is like +4, I think, if you have the
Oh,
proficiency.
you mean like base proficiency? I thought you meant like blacksmithing proficiency.
So blacksmithing is in 5e. Blacksmithing is done with a proficiency with the blacksmith's tools. So you're trying. I would imagine you're trying to learn how to use the tools well, right?
I have that already. Proficiency blacksmithing tools.
Okay. Well, then you're trying to get like the next stage of that,
Train,
which means you
train
need
+1.
like 50 points, I think, or is it
Yeah.
100? Yeah, it might be 50.
It's
15. So I just need to keep rolling.
Yeah. Every time you practice, you get a few more
Oh.
points.
I have a button for this. So this is a day, huh?
Yeah, each day you train and then you make the roll and then you get a few points.
5 points. Well, that was that day. I'm just going to be doing this until the party decides what we're doing. In the meantime, I really need to go make a drink. My mouth is so dry. I'll be right back.
Well, I was going to suggest that. Well, originally I wanted to go after the bounties because we could really use the money. Now, on the other hand, that I know that a quote unquote god is coming to absolutely destroy this this wonderful world that we live in, bleak as it might be. I vote we go and deal with Dagon.
Wow, you are really optimistic about your chances here.
I am, because you gave us a sphere of annihilation.
I think we should stay in town. Not because I'm saying that, but because we need Pig's armor if he actually wants to survive and be. In the meantime, though, we can research more on this Dagon character.
Actually, that is a fair point. Hey Ninja, the caretaker, would he happen to have anything left over from the ancestor? Perhaps some books or anything that we might be able to dig into?
Something about the ancestor? You want like some lore about him?
Just maybe some books that he read into, because of his
I think what Diamond's
expanding
asking for
taste.
is like a library, like an old library that might have lore on Dagon.
It would definitely have been something that the ancestor would have researched, being the fact that he caused all of this in the first.
Can I continue teaching Oibel how to cook?
Sure.
Is there like a score for that? I forgot.
Okay. He's trying to learn how to use cooking tools. You're gonna roll a d20 and add his. I don't know. What's the modifier for cooking?
I would say dexterity.
I don't know. I think it's more about like knowing recipes. Probably intelligence.
Yeah.
So he's rolling with his intelligence mod. And does he have proficiency or is he trying to gain it?
I think he's trying to gain it.
All right. If
I
you're
was trying to do it last week, but it didn't really work. So no one would stop talking.
Then that's it. Just d20 plus intelligence mod, and then we'll compare the
I
result against the table.
I don't really know his intelligence mod. I don't know if it's specific. It's probably not the same as mine because mine is more.
I'll get it. I have his stats. Let's see here. He is a. Oibel was a regular pelagic grouper, right?
Yeah, I think he was just like a trooper. Fish trooper.
Okay. His intelligence mod is -1. D20 -1.
Oh.
So, the best he can do is 2 points. That's rough. So if you get 0 to 10.
Oh, whoops.
Okay, so this is how the table works. 0 through 10. No. 0 through 9, you don't get any points at all. 10 to 14, you'll get 1 point. 15 to 19, you'll get 2 points. So each day you can practice, and when those points add up to 50, you will have gained proficiency with the cooking tools.
Well, I guess with the saving throw, I could still just use that. Never mind. So yeah, I got 15. I get a counter for this.
Yeah, so that's 2 points. 15 and 19.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just gonna keep doing this until we actually have enough points to give him proficiency.
That's fair use of downtime. Okay, so Pig Needle does training with the blacksmith. Oibel does training with cooking. What's Bloop doing?
Leatherworking training.
Leatherworking training. All right.
She
Diamond.
never
Boy,
like
we're gonna have
gave
to
me
go
the
get
training.
more griffins.
I
Diamond.
still have 6 claws.
What does Zeno do for a week?
Well, I mean, in between hunting, I was gonna say asking the caretaker if he knows of any of the books that the ancestor might have been studying.
I rolled a 3. So what he's going to do is he's going to bring you a coloring book that's got many pictures that he's drawn. Most of them are kind of lewd. Some of them might actually be you, but the drawings are so crude that you can't really make a good likeness out. It could be that girl that says like all the time. Hard to say. He's a terrible artist.
Yes, well, I'll definitely shut the book in a rather rude manner and kind of glare at him and say, "Are you trying to mess around with me?"
he's
Hey,
he's the caretaker. You know. You know. He's completely insane. In
just
his
ask the
mind,
shaman to help you.
maybe it is the book you asked for.
I'm back.
Will I
Okay.
have to make an intelligence-based roll to actually determine if there's any information connected to what I'm trying to figure out?
No, don't worry about it. It's just a crude book of drawings. He gave you the wrong book. He's crazy.
Well,
Um, I was gonna
I'm
say-
gonna keep. I know the pelagic shaman. Yes. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I need other records other than just word of mouth.
I was
I mean,
gonna tell the shaman to help you look because he actually knows what to look for. That's
Oh,
Well,
That might work, too.
there isn't a library of books, which is why he didn't bring you anything.
maybe we
So
should
the
make
answer-
one then.
the ancestor left absolutely nothing in the hammock.
Oh,
Hold up, we did get that one book, right?
There have been times where you've gone into the ruins and you've found caches of books, old libraries and things. They exist, but they are in the ruins, not here in the hamlet.
Well, I think that we should make a trip to the ruins then. I mean, that's if everybody else agrees.
Finally use my bonus for ruins.
Fuck all of this. Fuck all of it.
What are you doing? What's
We're
your plan?
trying we're trying to
I
get
mean,
more
no, like it's a
information
good plan. I'm
on.
just making a joke that like fuck all the stuff that like Ninja said. Put it on hold.
Well, now that you mention it, towards the end of your week of downtime, everybody has to make another wisdom save as you have terrible nightmares. Your dreams are afflicted by just like the sense of the crushing depths squishing the
Oh
life out of
no,
you.
bad things happen.
Oh.
Nat
Okay,
20.
Squish.
so He-Man, your nightmare is particularly horrifying as not only do you feel the crushing depths and the starfish devouring your flesh, but also you have like this sense of dread as you feel like something is in the water with you and you can just feel it moving the water around you and it must be gigantic, but like it's lurking just over your shoulder, just behind you, breathing down the back of your neck. And so when you wake up, you have the frightened condition. You're like incredibly scared. You can attempt that save again each hour, but you will be in a panicked, fearful state for hours until you can make that save.
Okay. Is it just a 9 again?
Yes, but for at least an hour, you are in complete horror.
So
Wait a
what
minute.
is that
Don't.
condition?
Doesn't Leyron have alcohol on him? I thought he did. Oh no,
Well,
wait, that's me.
it's
Oh no, wait, that was my alcohol.
You're thinking out loud and taking up all of the airwaves.
38 stress damage on He-Man.
Damn.
Ouch.
That sucks. Is there anything you can do about that? The bar's closed. Like, can you gamble? Does that help, or is that
Yes,
just give you?
gambling and using the brothel are cheaper.
Oh, dude, man, it might be time to hit up that brothel.
Might be.
Maybe
Yeah.
you'll
or-
find Annihilatrix in.
So
I
let's
won't
see.
judge you.
At half price, the gambling hall would cost $625 and the brothel would cost $740.
Damn, that is an expensive ass brothel.
Yeah, well,
Wait,
they
how
give
much
you
stress do they
a
relieve?
full service package that lasts for a week, so it is kind of expensive.
Think like a copper is like a dime, right? Silver's a dollar. A gold is $10. That's $7,400.
They are not cheap, but the stress relief is quite good.
Those Epstein properties over there. It's fucking expensive.
And this
Private
is
island.
half the regular price, so get it while it's cheap.
Oh god.
How much stress does it
Well,
relieve?
If you go to the brothel, it would relieve 65 stress.
Oh, and then how much is the gambling hall?
Gambling hall relieves 69 stress.
Okay, I'll just do the gambling hall then.
Okay.
You said it was
69.
625?
Treated.
625. Yep. And the random event is you enjoy a night of gambling. So no overtly negative effects.
Ah, no,
That's
no
good.
winnings. Damn. All right.
Well, at the end of the week when we're just about ready to go out on another adventure, I would like to go to the church and ask if brother. God, I'm so terrible. With names.
Gregory.
Hold on.
It's Gregory.
Brother Gregory could bless my musket.
Yes, he will splash it with holy water and he will say a prayer over it. And he'll say, "Bless you, bless your musket. May you strike down many heathens and unclean beasts."
I'm not one of those, am I?
I don't know. Did you take a bath today?
Well, I mean, I kind of sleep in water, so I think so.
Yeah, you're probably fine. All right, so you've all done some downtime activities. You've had some time to think. Your dreams have been plagued by nightmares. Did anybody else fail the second wisdom check?
Nope.
Okay, just the one. The nightmares are really bad though. They feel to be growing in intensity. Many of the townsfolk are very upset. So, towards the end of the week, what is your decision? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Ruins?
Rest for an hour.
Oh boy.
I trained my blacksmith all day, so I don't think I can do much. Trained my blacksmithing, I should say. I didn't train the blacksmith. He's training me.
I mean, you could just make your rolls for the whole week if you want.
Well, I've done 2 days, so 5 more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1 day is in the dungeon, so you don't train on that day. So it's like 6 days a week you can train.
So 4 more.
Yeah.
So 15, 2, 3, 30.
Nice. It's a good roll. 30 gives
The
you
best roll.
8 points.
So 2 more rolls. Oof. 1 point. Ouch.
Well, it balances out.
Right after that huge roll. And last one, 20. That's solid. 41. I need 50. Let's stay in town for 1 more week, boys.
That is an
Sweet.
option.
I'm gonna try.
Just an hour, or at least a few hours, because I don't think it's that hard to make a save if the roll a 7 or higher.
Well, I meant for my blacksmithing.
Or are you about to like level it up if we take another week of downtime?
He'd gain proficiency with blacksmith.
He already
tools.
has proficiency.
Oh. Oh, is it because he's making that full plate armor set?
Nah, he's just trained.
No, he's trying to get the trained +1 proficiency.
Okay.
I'm gonna go try Oibel's food for one, and I'm gonna try and get more stuff for my.
You cut out at the end there. Get more stuff for.
My pool.
Oh, all right.
More kelp. More.
Has everybody done all of their downtime activities?
I think so.
All right. Leyron is going to spend all of his downtime at the half-off brothel. He's fallen for a very handsome boy who is very well dressed, who is at the brothel, and they spend a lot of time during the week being really gay.
Ninja, you are very dangerously close to. Yeah.
What?
I
Mad
mean,
God?
I've heard the stories about the Catholic Church, but
Mad God specifically told me that when I'm autopiloting his character tonight to make him gay. So he has gone to a brothel and found himself a handsome boy.
he's also a
that's
person of the
that's his
cloth.
downtime.
Even if he is a fake person of the cloth, he is still a person of the cloth.
He's a purple mafia. All right. So, if anybody else has any other downtime activities, speak now.
No, I just wanted
Blacksmithing
to
all day.
All day, every day.
do
I get it.
hunting,
Hunting all day, every
hunting and
day.
get my
Okay, so
and
you're
get my
providing
musket.
food for town. That's good.
I need to hunt for Dagon because if I don't, I'm gonna be cursed or something.
You
Okay.
don't need to because you don't exactly believe in Dagon.
But I have a shaman who does. I need to work for him too. He's not technically my slave. He's just a roommate.
So as I described, the nightmares grew in intensity, and the duration between nightmares is like shortening. It's happened twice now in the course of the week of downtime. So if you spend another week of downtime, who knows what may happen?
I mean, When does my armor get done?
Well, the gem augmenter spends a week doing research, and his roll is going all the way across the table.
Some lag dice over there.
What is that, a 6? Damn, he
God
rolled a
damn it.
6.
Wait, is there any way we can boost that?
Well,
this
he's got lots of mods, but it's still not a ton of progress. So he's going to report at the end of the week that he thinks that he can stretch the skin across your armor to give it some properties, but he's not sure how many gems he's going to need to grind up and put in as like a insulating layer. And he's going to work on it. The formula is not quite right. He'll figure it out. Give him time. So a little bit of like, if this was like one of those skill rolls, he would have made 1 point of progress, maybe 2. But eventually he will have an augment gem that you can put on your armor.
Sorry, a week, maybe 2? Is that what we said?
No. I said he got 1 point on the roll.
Oh.
Imagine he needs like 50. And he made one other roll before, and he got a few points on that one. So he hasn't made a whole lot of progress. He's trying. Give it time.
I can't like fund this operation. Does he need anything?
You can give him, for every 100 gold you give him, up to it gives a +1 bonus up to a maximum +6. If you want to spend 600, you can.
I will spend 600 on that last roll.
Okay. We get a counter
Deleting
here.
it now. Where's my money? Here it is. 600, so it's okay. Saved. I am down 600.
Okay. I am keeping tabs on how much progress he's made. Hopefully he'll get a better roll next time.
Yeah, that would be nice. But, you know, every little bit helps, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was a waste of money or not, but I would have spent it had I known, so. How many extra points did it give him for +6?
2.
2. Yeah. Okay. God damn it. Those are some expensive ass points.
Yeah, they are. A lot of these upgrade things are kind of pricey. So, the nightmares, they're horrible, and they won't stop. What do you do? The townsfolk
man.
beg you to do something about it. Brave heroes, can't you stop these nightmares?
Well, when my armor's done.
Okay, so is it official you're going to take a additional
70
week of downtime?
No, I should probably like go save the village or something.
Yes. Yes, we should.
But I had to get some time in during the session, so sorry, I need it. You'll see why when I get it.
I'm pretty sure I have an idea why you need it, but yes, we need to take care of this problem. This problem is not a problem that's just going to go away with time.
You mean coronavirus doesn't just go away? It just gets worse if we do nothing. Got it.
What was it? Sweden found out that the hard way?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I know this is a bit off topic. I'll get right back on topic afterward, but it is so fucking hilarious to me how many conservatives were like, but look at Sweden. Why can't we just do what Sweden's doing? And how gloriously that backfired.
There's a lot of dumb people.
There are so many dumb people.
What can be done about it?
So, are we off to the ruins to see if we can dig up some more information? Maybe find something that'll help us stop Dagon?
Oh, god damn it. I'll just put it in my politics channel. They found a better way to protest, and I love it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm
It's
pretty
just
sure
Super
Riot
Soaker.
isn't doing anybody any favor.
Just an entire fucking community of Super Soakers.
They're like, "Ree."
Super Soaker full of LSD.
No, just water, but it's enough that 400 people shooting a Super Soaker at you makes you get back in your cruiser and leave.
Maybe.
No, it works.
It's non-lethal. Well, so long as you don't, inhale.
I love the one guy in the video that just brought like a gallon of water and just used that because he didn't have a Super Soaker.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps.
Yeah.
Why don't they just give people like AR-15s, but they're Super Soakers?
Because then everyone will be
why
shot.
don't they just give people AR-15s? It's just like, are you?
No, that's actually what the Second Amendment says, though. Like,
Yeah.
we already did that.
I think that's the right answer. Give everybody a gun.
Maybe.
But it's just a water gun, so they don't die. Just does force damage. No.
Yes, if you hadn't added that amendment, I'd I'd have been like, Pig, I think you should have a serious talk with your dog.
You know, if
No,
there's
people shouldn't have guns.
if
my
it's under
opinion,
enough
right?
pressure, even water can kill.
Yeah.
Yes,
People should
no.
be able to have guns up to like a 30-06.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there is no fucking need for that.
I need my minigun for hunting deer. What are you talking about? Deer
You
are
really don't.
incredibly dangerous. I need to be able to
Wait,
fire
I don't
3,000 rounds
understand
per
what
minute.
The Super Soakers are like forcing the cop to get out of his car.
All right, we should probably get back on the subject.
Okay, sorry.
We don't want to be disappointing our viewers that we.
Do we
I
have
don't
one
know.
today?
I think ignoring the elephant in the room isn't always the right answer. That's all. And yeah, I love that video. That's
Yeah.
the way. This is the answer.
This is
Super
the way.
Soaker's gonna make so much money.
I will first like cringe and cry because I got affected by the night terrors, and then I'll be like, civilians, we villagers, we need information. This is scary. We gotta go find it. It's probably in the ruins. There are lots of books there. Bye. Books there.
Hey Ninja, can I just the comedic slap sense into somebody?
Right.
Can I do that?
Do what you're gonna do.
Yeah. So
Oh, boy.
I'm just gonna be like, fuck, snap out of it. You're
He's
a
tall though. You're gonna
grown-ass
have to
man.
slap high.
I shouldn't have any problem. I'm not as short as I used to be.
Wait, you got taller? What?
Well, first I was a halfling, then I was a human. Now I'm an elf. Oh wait, sorry, I was dragonborn, right? I mean, I
Okay.
got a little bit shorter, but point being, I'm just I whack He-Man
I grab
across
your
the face
hand
and then-
before you can.
Oh come
No
on!
violence in this party.
I'm not even. I'm not being violent about it. If I was being violent about it, I would aim my musket at his face.
Who says
That
you're
would be
not?
violent.
All right.
Besides, sometimes big men need to get the shit smacked out of them to set them straight.
Let's
No,
just
you
say you
gotta do
guys
it the
arrive
right
at the level select screen. Make your choice.
Yeah.
Ruins.
Level select A. We have how many options? Ruins, Cove.
The Warrens.
Just,
The Wheel.
You can see all the
the Orc
M&Ms on the board
Dungeon.
there. If you look at my little town map, they're all marked out.
Let's go to the ruin.
Okay. In the past, you
I-
guys have found a library in the ruins. You could retrace your steps and go back to a previously explored dungeon to that specific library?
We're gonna go there. That's
Okay.
the answer.
So you're just gonna
I'm
go
gonna-
find a library to research.
Well,
I'd like
the
to
wizard's
bring a
gone, so
chest.
yes.
No, maybe just a
We'll
few chests.
finally
I'm
be
gonna
able to
bring
read a book
chests.
without him snatching it.
I'm gonna bring chests and put some of the books in there so that we don't have to go back to the ruins. I can just make my own little like.
We could
How
even
do
say
you
that was
plan
some of
on
your downtime
transporting these
activity.
chests?
Like if you just want to spend your downtime going and getting the books and coming back, that's fine.
Sweet. Snake, let's go. I get him to carry as many bags and chests as he can to hold all the books.
All right. You have a bunch of
have to-
books, many books.
Redo my spells.
Well, I guess we start cracking into them. I know, I know a bunch of us are probably just going to get negative quirks up the wazoo.
Here we go.
But let's get cracking into them, Ninja. Let's see if we can figure out anything to deal with this day.
I'm gonna ask the
Maybe-
shaman to help with this one.
Maybe find the ancient ritual to create the elder sign.
All right. Give me a moment. I'm going to pull up a table and let's see what you found. Now, obviously, you can't read too many books in a short span of time, but you could definitely read one. Let's see what we got here.
Wait, we just go there? There's nothing there?
There's books. You collected them.
That's it. Okay, well, that was a good mission, boys. We did it.
Okay, in that case, I need to make an extra room so that the books don't get. I also just don't have enough space to hold them in the first.
Actually, the guild hall should have a library too, so we could store them in the guild.
I suppose.
Okay. So, process of elimination. Most of these books seem mundane. You find cookbooks, you find old histories, you find books of notes on transactions of materials and goods. So you find all these varied things, but none of it really seems to be about Dagon.
I'll get some cookbooks for Oivel. Why not?
However, one stands out as being a peculiar book, the Arcane Incunabulum of Danan. This compendium is bound in carved wood plates, sealed by fate. Only that which never sleeps can open it, is written across the surface of the book in a fine scrollwork that's very, very, very detailed. Like
Where's
a lot
the
of
elf?
Hey, Ninja, could I possibly open that since I'm an elf and I don't need to?
You attempt to open the book. So you just meditate. You don't sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, it opens. So inside it is an elven tome. It's all in elven. Can you read it?
Yes, I'm an elf.
Okay. Okay.
You're asking an elf if they can read elf.
Well, I don't know. You might be unable to read. You might be a barbarian. You're not. Okay. So you find that Danon is actually the elvish way of saying Dagon. This is the incunabulum of Dagon. So this is sort of an elvish account of Dagon.
All right. Well, is there the ritual for the elder sign in there?
Well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a way to like unsummon Dagon?
I don't know if we could just nope out
In a
of
sense,
a god.
yes, that's what the elder sign does. Is it prevents beings from entering into this plane of existence?
Look, we're busy. Could you come back later?
Just a go away welcome.
Well, scanning through the book, you don't find anything about Dagon having any like weaknesses that could be exploited to drive him away, or any kind of magical means to get rid of him. However,
I
it
hear a
will
but in
tell
there.
you that the elves couldn't charm him, they couldn't frighten him, he could not be poisoned. He was also immune to all of their normal ass weapons. Dagon is quite a fearsome beast, and so basically the elves say they ran away from him.
Fair enough.
So basically, it's a useless book, is what you're saying.
I'll
Well,
take it.
not
Well,
useless.
this
It
is immunities and resistances, so that's something.
yeah.
Yes, but that doesn't exact. I mean, yes, it gives us a list of his immunities and resistances. However, that still does not help us in the fact of there is no true solution to getting rid of Dagon. Not even trying to seal him from our
Doesn't
plane of
he go away
existence.
after a while? So my shaman
Yes.
is like, well, why don't we
After
just wait?
well, do you have you ever seen Mass Panic?
No.
Well, think Mass Panic on a global scale.
Diamond, I just said I don't know what mass panic is.
The coronavirus and
Oh my god.
the rioting that's happening.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't
People
think
would
the coronavirus is mass panic. It's mass pandemic, right? Like, or just a panic.
Yeah, a lot of
Just
people
a
did
thing
panic.
that we need to know to deal. Well,
If-
yeah, but those
if
aren't
they-
people. Those are idiots.
The people
if
that couldn't
Dagon
get toilet paper panicked.
if
No.
Dagon enters this world,
I know one of
He's
those
already in
people.
everybody
this world.
in it goes mad.
I
And when
know
people
True.
go mad, they become violent.
I know a person who said he didn't get toilet paper until like last week.
Wow. Those people, the true justice occurred at the return counter when those people that bought like truckloads of toilet paper tried to return it all, and they said no, it's a consumable product.
Yes. Well, anyways, just to surmise, Fox, if Dagon enters this world, everybody will go mad, and the world will literally end as we know it.
Diamond,
Madness.
he's already in here. That's why we're having the nightmares. Everyone is in their house.
Cats and dogs living
Not-
together.
Not technically. I mean, yes.
No, the shaman
his-
straight up said he's in this realm. That's why we're having the nightmares. He's having the feast.
You never saw
he
Cat
has
Dog?
his presence has grown. Yes, but he has not actually appeared yet. He's only appeared in dreams so far.
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
I'm not going to try and explain anything further because it's distracting from our time doing actual.
Sure is.
Okay then.
So what do you guys want to do? What's your plan?
I want to go to the ruins. We went to the library. We got some books. What did the book give us? Just
Immunities, of
portraits.
course.
It lets you know that the elves fought Dagon and could not defeat him, and they listed the things that they tried that didn't work at all.
Charming,
Which were-
putting to sleep.
He couldn't be
poison,
charmed, he couldn't be frightened, he couldn't be poisoned. He was also
And
resistant to
mundane.
non-magical weapons.
Yes, mundane weapons do absolutely both.
Have a non-magical weapon, so I will be useless against him, primarily.
That's a problem.
Well, technically,
That's a huge
we
problem.
have a magical weapon. Guess who has?
No,
Ron has it.
why'd you make me guess if I didn't even have to?
Also, there's these note cards here in the corner of the table. Magic Mace, Lyre, Platinum, Dice Set, Thieves' Tools. Did somebody get those?
Mhm.
Where are we?
I remember picking up a magical item that had some rune works while we were in that forest troll something place. but I never figured out what kind of magical thing it had.
Was it this maze?
Probably. Where is it?
In the corner of the table.
It just says magic mace. Huh?
Yeah.
Gonna have slept with it during that week that I was training.
Yeah, anybody could figure it out.
What is it?
I don't know.
Shit. It's magic though, right? At least we know that. To start. Gotta be optimistic.
Going to the notes. It is. All right. What about the lyre, the platinum, the dice set, the thieves' tools?
Oh, I'll take those.
Okay. Well, I will add the mace here. Just take the card.
Oh, I don't know about this one, boys. Necrotic bird sounds a little evil. Free Lolopo. I hate this. Fucking Teletubbies.
Tiralolopo.
You don't
What?
know.
It's got a magic
You don't know
activation
what
word.
this is.
Teletubby.
That's not a very good war cry. You know, you can't just drop that on a wave of enemies and expect them to still take you seriously.
Teletubby. What?
All the more reason for them to rush towards you to get their faces bashed in.
This is a diamond type weapon. Diamond, why aren't you using this?
Because I have guns and swords.
This comes out of a random generator that just puts a bunch of sounds together. So they're
No, it
not all winners.
just sounds like Teletubbies language. It's great.
Wait, why can't you use necrotic?
Oh, I can. It's just, a little evil.
Yeah, there's nothing
Don't you
actually
use,
evil about it. It's not
I know.
demonic.
There's
It's
there's a cleric spell that what is it? That touch spell.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
it's a wizard's
That's
maze,
necrotic,
so
right?
it was like a necromancer made it.
And I don't use those spells, is what I'm saying. I cast radiant spells and healing spells.
Okay.
I might be forced to use it. I'm just not gonna like it.
Right. It'll help us kill the big evil thing.
Alright, I'll take it for now. I might need this. It's
And if
better
it's
than my regular Warhammer.
if it's not gonna do any damage because it's not magical, yeah, get a better weapon.
Yeah.
Probably smart move.
It's a placeholder weapon. You do what you have to. What is this? Blue mushrooms, human remnants spelled incorrectly, ink bottle, quill,
That's all the stuff that was down the well.
gross.
I mean, the ink bottle, the quill, and the mushrooms are probably useful. Human remains, I don't know, you could feed them to something. Give a dog a bone. The journal,
What are the
The
mushrooms?
probably no longer useful outside of the dungeon. That journal is just sort of a useless item. The mushrooms, nobody knows. Do you want to eat one?
Why is that your first question as opposed to look at it? No, I would not like to immediately put this unidentified mushroom into my mouth. I'm gonna look at it. What is it? How big is it? What does it smell like? Does
Okay.
it feel greasy?
It's not natural. I already tried doing a nature on it, and Ninja told me this is not a natural mushroom that I've seen.
It's pretty big. It's about the size of like a cantaloupe or something. Just a big blue mushroom.
Wait a minute. I think I know what you might be referring to, and it's part of the puffball family, but this is D&D. It could also be magical.
It's a blue mushroom. That's all we know about it. You don't know shit.
He said it's the size of a cantaloupe, which automatically sent my thoughts in the puffball direction, because those things can grow to huge size.
Yeah, it's big.
Okay. Huge blue mushroom.
It's shaped like a ball.
And it came from the Feywild, so it might be magical.
Is it normal smelling?
Yes, smells like a mushroom, like nothing. Maybe a little bit of a earthy smell.
Who in town would know things about shrooms?
The alchemist.
Let's run it by him while I'm there because I already dropped off the.
Okay. The alchemist looks at the mushroom. He's gonna squint his eyes. He's gonna poke it. He's gonna take a little piece. He's gonna drop it in a beaker with some chemicals. He's gonna say, "Ooh, don't eat that one."
I chose not to. I actively chose not to.
Would you like me to make a concentrate for you?
Sure.
Okay. He turns the blue mushroom into a oil.
A oil. A.
Blue mushroom oil.
The deepest shade of mushroom blue.
You can apply it to a weapon now.
I was actually going to ask,
Um,
did you want me to apply that to my bullets? Because I could apply it to my bullets and they would all have the property of that blue.
Pretty sure it's organic and would be destroyed by the explosion.
Okay, fine. I have arrows too.
That
I
would
mean,
work.
you're not there, so. What does it do? I'll ask him directly.
It's some kind of poison. I don't know specifically. The potency varies probably.
So this doesn't work on that one guy because he's immune to the poison.
Oh. Yeah, that probably.
I knew we should have killed that dragon sooner.
Well, actually, we could take it for like a test drive or something. Maybe go to the Weald and shoot an arrow at a bandit and see what happens.
What is this? Is this a flying breastplate?
That is a
What?
suit of armor that somebody had.
It gives you wings.
Yeah, it's a winged suit of armor. I forget who had it. Somebody had it. It was just on the table though, so I was hoping whoever it
Goes to
belonged to would
diamond.
claim it.
I was carrying it, but I can't use it because it's heavy armor.
Should go to
You
diamond.
want it?
No.
Wants it? Diamond,
Aw.
you wear heavy armor?
Someone that has ranged. If you can fly and have ranged, you're set.
It'll be like cheap all over again.
Kind of. Just even cheaper.
Just won't have a beak this time.
Oh, dang, it has 14 charges. Gets 2 per day. 140 minutes maximum of flying.
I think the fly spell lasts for 10 minutes. Yeah, it says there.
Yeah. 140 minutes of flying. Fully recharges when we have a week of downtime. Not bad.
If only you could activate it without wearing it. Just hold on to it. You know, I would strap my rope to it and have it carry people. Like a people crane.
I could make Smitty wear it and fly and shoot things.
Hmm.
He doesn't care about wearing heavy armor.
Can I make my magic rope erect with a loop at the top that people can be tied in?
Are you trying to? No, I'm not gonna say sorry.
I probably.
Interesting.
I don't think it could support any weight.
Damn. I need to find a way to make it stiff.
I mean, you could extend it up and have it tie to somebody and then yank that person down, like a sneak attack.
So it's more of a snake than a chain. I don't know what to call it.
I mean, it's just a rope that you can command with
can move
your. Is it voice or mind command?
voice, I think.
So you tell
It just
it
says
by
it can be activated. It doesn't really say.
yeah, weird magic items. Who knows?
Yeah. Be nice if it was telepathic. I don't have to speak. Could do it underwater. Does it work underwater?
You can speak underwater.
Will the rope here? Okay, sure. Never mind then. Sure.
If no
That
one
would be interesting.
specifically needs this and we're not really hurting for money, I would give this to Smitty.
Now you'll have a flying Smitty with a crossbow to shoot from a distance.
Oh, well, yeah, that's all I wanted was a flyer with a crossbow.
Well, sweet.
Perfect. I forgot about Smitty. He needs that. I was going to give it a diamond, but it's heavy, right? So that sucks. Or we could dismantle it and try to put it on a light armor at some point. I don't know, Diamond, you
Proficient
planning
in
on
armor.
suiciding at any point, or should we invest in Smitty instead?
If he suicides, then it's mine. I can swim, fly, and walk,
Hey, I
and not suicide in the process.
look. I almost died last time, and I wasn't actively trying to suicide. So why don't all of you take a step back?
I'm just saying
Say-
there's been a pattern. I'm just asking, right? As a party representative, we have to know these things.
Yes, well, there's a thing also called common sense, and a thing.
I know,
a
which
little
you've been
called
lacking,
the
which is where
definition
my
of
question
Yeah.
comes from.
Look, I know the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Okay, I've learned. Can we move on?
I'm just checking. Just ask. I'm making sure. Right.
Yes. Well,
Okay. Well, then,
this will be the
if you're
last
not
time that
going to
you
go kill
can-
yourself, then we might consider spending more money on you. Since you're a bit
this will be the last time you
disadvantaged.
have to ask.
Yeah, I hear you. Good. That's good to know. But I still had to ask this time.
So, does that mean you want this armor diamond? You want it flying heavy
He-
armor? Or
He can't wear heavy,
I-
but like I was saying, just like I'm dismantling this other armor, if we can dismantle it and get the ability that we can apply to other armor, we can put it on the lighter armor and then he could use it. But that's down the road.
Here's
Versus
the thing:
Smitty just has it.
magic is a little bit finicky. You can't just dismantle something and automatically get the properties from it.
Really?
That's not how magic works.
Watch this. It only takes like 3 years, and then you can just get a gem with that ability.
Wow.
3 years of time we don't exactly have. Regardless, where are we going?
So just then, a messenger, well, not a messenger, a person arrives in the hamlet from the beach area, and they're in tattered clothing and they're very damp, and they've got bruises on their body. It's like a sailor, and he comes sort of stumbling into town from the beach.
Hey, sailor.
I'll ask if he's okay.
He collapses. He falls unconscious.
Take that as a no. Well, time
Can
for
I
dinner. No.
can I stabilize him? Is he dying?
Sure. Okay, you've stabilized
I'll
him.
poke him.
He recovers a little bit. He wakes up. He's gonna
So,
he's gonna
how was your day?
he's gonna tell you his ship was attacked at sea and shipwrecked, and all of the other hands were lost except for me. I'm the only survivor.
But by what?
He's gonna grab you by the lapel and clutch your armor or whatever, I guess, and he's gonna say, "It was huge, a gargantuan beast from the
Like
depths.
Kraken?
'Twas a horrifying thing, enormous, with great spikes and teeth and numerous eyes and scales. It towered above the ship, as tall as the mast.
Oh dang, that was Dagon, dude.
He's gonna
Well,
say he was just north of here. That's where his ship sank."
Well, Xenos is gonna go and grab up Leyron, telling him that they need to go to, go to the cove now.
I am the captain now.
Yes.
Good.
Yes. No. Maybe. Does everyone agree?
Hold on. I'm gonna turn these blue mushrooms into mysterious blue mushrooms.
Again, we could tip my arrows with them with the poison so that we have multiple. I mean, multiple.
Do we
poison
need these human
ammunition.
remnants? Like, does anyone need some human remains?
Probably
That would
not.
be
Well,
that would be
yes.
blue. That would
I'm
be
gonna
blue.
do them because I'm a fucking cleric and screw all of you.
Whatever, do your thing. But whenever you have human remnants you want disposed of, I'll probably.
I'll bury them. You just dig them up after I leave.
It's
Yeah,
like
no.
potatoes.
It's not potato. You have
Here,
a problem with it.
Human potatoes.
It's all carbs. Who cares?
Anywho.
Yep.
Are we agreed to go to the cove with
Oh,
Leyron and the Sphere of Annihilation?
My OCD will not let me leave until this card is clear. You can't have more than one item on a card. This journal you said is useless. Can we sell it?
Nope.
no, put it in the
We'll use
library.
it for fire. Oh, we'll put it in the library.
Woo!
The library
Was there
now.
anything in druidic there while I was there? Like,
In the library, no. No, he wasn't into druidic stuff. He was more of a necromancer wizard kind of guy.
sure.
The ink and the glow bottle can go in there. It can be like a study.
You want those things in the library as well?
Wait a
I
minute.
mean, the quill is probably crap. It's like down there with mushrooms and shit growing on it.
Leyron is a warlock, right?
Yeah.
Let's ask Leyron. Let's ask Leyron if he knows of any way that we could stop Dagon,
Okay.
since he has a pact with an old one.
So when you go to Leyron Lifegiver, he's going to say, "Oh, oh my God, oh my God! I will cast a healing spell immediately." And he casts a healing spell, and he like puts it on your face, and he's like, oh God, it's not working."
What?
Wow. Can I remove curse on him?
No, he's just making a joke. He's making a joke that you're ugly, that your face is grotesque, like a wound, that it can't be healed.
I thought he was cursed because he was trying to heal somebody.
Yeah. He told me to. He told me I should do all healing, nothing but healing. That I should never
Oh.
use Eldritch Blast, not once, not ever.
I thought he said
Just
that's how
what
not to
happened.
play his character.
I'm trying to decide whether or not to write a very strongly worded letter to him, telling him that the instructions that he gave to you are complete and utter bollocks, and that
You didn't tell him to
That's
do
the
it
point.
specifically to you.
All right, so he's gonna think. He's gonna think. Well, Dagon is like a heathen god, worshipped by sea worshippers. He might be related to Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea, or Neptune. He could be related to one of them, but it's also possible that he's just a creature, just like any other, that could be killed like any other creature. Although not much is known because, sightings of such a creature are so rare, so few and far between. It's like a sea monster, a thing of legend.
Okay.
Like a kaiju.
Yeah.
well, I did all I could.
He's going to say, I certainly wouldn't want to fight it. I hope that's not your plan, because that sounds stupid.
Yeah, if you fight a god, you'll die. It's generally the consensus.
Yeah.
You can fight a god with a
Yeah.
sphere of annihilation.
You think so highly of his sphere, and he's glad. He will encourage you to believe that he has godlike power now that his sphere of annihilation is in his hands. Well, not in his hands, because then he'd have no hands, but you know what he means.
Yes. Well, Xenos will say, well, we'll need you to use that then. We'll need you with us on this one.
Well, one thing I've learned in life is that You should never take a weapon into battle unless you're prepared to have it used again.
Unless you're prepared to have it, what?
Used
Used
against you.
against you.
Well, let's see who's got a higher save, Dagon or Mad God.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That would suck, and that's stupid. We don't want that. I don't want that.
It's actually not as bad. Like Sphere of Annihilation used to be deadlier than it is now.
It still hurts me, and nothing should hurt me, so that's a problem.
But it can only move a very certain amount of. It can only move a certain amount. So, I mean, as long as we keep out of its range, while Mad God and Dagon duke it out, while we're also pelting Dagon with like spells and magical ammunition and all this other sort of stuff, I think we have a very good chance.
I'm not fighting Dagon at level 5.
I mean, he was as big as a boat and capsized it. Hello?
Yeah.
And we have a druid that can cast water breathing on us. Next,
Excuse me, what?
The logic. I can breathe underwater, therefore gods of the sea cannot hurt me.
Huh. That is a conclusion.
Hey, I thought you forgot to include the part where it said I wouldn't cast water breathing on you if you're gonna go suicide and be on the dinner table for.
it's not it's not suicide if everybody decides to do it.
No one else is
then
doing
that's
it,
called
Diamond.
that's called a pack suicide, and then that's not good either. I was gonna suggest that Bloop maybe I don't know, since this thing is technically a physical entity, we can like I don't know, you're one of the fish people, maybe you can talk to them and tell them to go back because you have like um some fish people like closer to the surface, and then they're getting affected by nightmares.
That's the point. That's what he wants. That's what he does.
I mean, he's not trying to fear other fish people, is he?
No, that's his signature move. Is give people nightmares.
Well, the thing is,
That
the
drives them
Dagonites
mad.
the Dagonites enjoy it. It's like
Yeah.
their dad is telepathically communicating to them in their heads, so they're happy with it.
Yeah, okay.
Giving them quote unquote wet dreams.
Ew. Yeah.
Jeez, Diamond,
No. Bad.
stop it.
Daddy issues.
My
Ugh.
God.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You opened up way too wide of an opening for me to not pass that up.
Yeah, and we're on stream, Diamond.
Also inappropriate.
I said quote unquote. I'm not literally talking.
You still said it.
Anyway.
Okay, yeah, because in the dream you're drowning. In the dream you
Diamond,
are
just
drowning,
stop
so you're
talking.
underwater. Oh.
Do you need a shovel down there in that graveyard? Dick? We can help you go faster.
Fuck off, pig. I'm gonna take a break. I need. to
Actually,
take a drink.
I just took the last drink of my cup, so that's not bad.
It's a good plan.
Okay, 5-minute break it is.
I'll
Right?
just
Let's all break on that one, and you think about what you've done, you bastard.
Bad Diamond. Squirt, squirt.
Get him with a super soaker.
Right? 400 super soakers. Bring it.
No. My image is gone. Damn it. That's so annoying. Why does the workshop constantly have to remove copyrighted things?
Well, because the law, mostly.
Well, the law never stopped anyone. This week is proof.
Well, it's not necessarily true. And also, if anything, this week has proven that the law enables people. If anything, right? They're just gonna do what they do and use the law just to do it, just to justify their actions. It's like watching a bunch of adult football jocks with guns.
not enough pirates in this giant list of figurines. Surely there must be one pirate among like 200 NPC images.
Take a closer look at that meme.
All right, I'm back. And
back.
nope. Oh, okay. I thought you all were gone still, because
Take a closer look at that meme.
Back? Everybody here?
here.
I'm here.
I have a theory that Candace Owens is the first AI.
Wait, what?
Nothing. We're skipping past that. We'll touch on that later.
She seems pretty human to me.
Well, that's what they want you to think.
You mean the first self-conscious AI?
Now, if
'Cause
you
we
were to
have
say
AI.
Mark Zuckerberg was the first human AI, that I'd believe.
See, I don't think he can pass a Turing test. You saw him in Congress. People know he's a robot.
He doesn't need to pass a Turing test, though. He just is a robot.
That's what I'm saying. He's not really aware.
So what's our plan so far?
Well, I have a weapon I can't use. A backup one I choose not to most of the time. A poison that is ineffective. And
Sounds about like a boss fight.
not enough knowledge about the enemy. We should run.
What if we just Little Mermaid it?
Turn 14, marry some dude to handle everything in my life for.
Ram the ship into Dagon.
What ship?
It capsized another ship. You realize that, right?
So, when you guys get to the beach, you're going to meet the captain that was down there working on this boat. And he has since finished his keelboat. So, him and his crew are there on the beach. Don't everybody go say hi all at once.
Starts chewing your cracker. I
You're the
guess
party
it's
leader.
no, there are no leaders here. This is a democracy. We should go say hi.
All right.
Well,
Captain Jack is
Where?
here with his crew. You may ask, wasn't your name something else before? And he'll say, psst, quiet.
What happened?
He had a different
Cap-
name, but I lost it.
Oh, okay.
Captain Jack Sparrow is a much better name.
So now he's Captain Jack. It's a secret.
Hmm. Well, how was your trip?
Well, he only just finished repairing this boat, which was ruined by the pelagics.
Oh, so after hearing all these stories about how those ships got wrecked at sea, you want us to take a ship out to sea?
He looks at you quizzically and he's like, what? You want to hire us to go out to sea? Is that what you're saying?
No.
What's happening?
Now, I've heard that the seas are quite dangerous, that there's a peculiar storm on the horizon, and that a ship was recently lost to the north.
Sounds like it's not good sailing weather then.
Oh,
Right?
well, that's fine. My ship doesn't have any sails. It's just oar powered. It's a keelboat. It's not like a big sailing vessel. Mostly coastal, really.
So will we
Hmm.
just be staying near the coast then?
We can go farther out. My flippers.
I don't think that's what we want to do if we value our lives.
I'm just saying, it's an option.
I'm in no rush to go fight a god.
But the
Neither
the
am I.
fairy said she was giving us a weapon to face this evil.
It said darkness. Wasn't very specific about a fish demon god.
Depends on your point of view.
I mean, the fairy just didn't say use this weapon to kill a fish demon god. That was very like, specific. She did not say that.
Maybe we should go ask the bishop. Maybe the bishop might have some holy answer to this problem of ours.
Do you want to? You could send
I mean,
Mad God
we
to
could
talk to
get
the bishop.
yeah, we could get the Holy Roman Knights on our side and
Okay.
amass an army.
So Mad God hears the plea of the party, and he's like, "I'm the most helpful guy in your group, so I will help you." And he goes to ask about the bishop, and he rolls a 14 plus his mods, so he convinces the bishop to see him, even though he's a very busy man. And he goes in and he talks to the bishop, and he's like, "Oh, bishop, my good friend, it's been too long. We've been plagued by these nightmares." And he's going to say, "Yes, I too have been plagued by these nightmares. Nat 20, fuck yeah." He's like, "Oh, this is the worst. I need you to end the horrors. Remove this devil from my dreams and from the dreams of all the nobles, and we will reward you. Surely you and your allies who have done so well against the other horrors can deal with this nightmare situation. What is causing it? Find the answer, and we'll pay you. We'll pay you handsomely." And Leyron's like, "Pay me, you say? How much?" And he's like, "Well, this much." And he shows him a trunk full of money. And Mad God looks at the trunk and he rolls an 11 and he's like, "I feel like you should give me like 37% more than that." And the bishop's like, "More than this? Blasphemy." He rolls a 15 and the bishop resists with a 8. 38%. I'll give you 15% more. It's like, deal. And they shake on it. And he's like, "But you realize that this is probably a situation that's quite dire, and I will need resources to deal with it." And the bishop's like, whatever you need. The nightmares, man. I'm terrified. I woke up in the night screaming. I may have even soiled myself, but don't tell anyone. I'm only telling you because you're my good friend, Leyron. And Leyron's like, oh, me too. I soiled myself and couldn't stop soiling myself for a good 3 hours. Okay, so Leyron returns to the party, and he's going to say that the bishop has given his full support. What should we ask for?
His entire army.
Defeat the
Unfortunately,
god.
his entire army needs to breathe air, and so they can't.
Oops. Gills. We'll ask for gills.
Well, he can cast water breathing on everybody if you want that.
For how long?
Can he make potions? If he can cast it, he can make scrolls and stuff.
Yeah, he'll just make some expendable items. Scrolls are usually his preferred method.
Hold on. I have some researching. I must do that.
Potions are better because scrolls are hard to use underwater.
Water breathing is good for an hour, I think.
It's not very long.
Usually long enough.
If you could have it for all eternity, that'd be great.
Oh, wait. Third level transmutation, 24-hour duration.
Never mind.
And it grants up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range the ability to breathe underwater for 24 hours. So yeah, he will make one scroll and give it to Leyron of that.
Great.
Sweet.
Well, no. Let's figure out what spell we want first.
I thought you wanted water breathing.
Well, Blue, you can cast water breathing, right?
I can, but it would use up a lot of spell slots, and by the time I rest up enough to use it that many times, I would have to do it all over again for the rest.
Well, it says here that it works on up to 10 people. So
Yeah, one cast
Oh.
is everybody.
I still think we should take it, but I can.
A consumable item for it would be nice because we know we need it. That's rare with
Could
spells.
we possibly get control weather out of the bishop?
Well,
Okay.
isn't that only a druid spell?
It is. However, it is a spell that both you and I can cast.
Why would the bishop know how to make a scroll for that?
yeah, if it's not a cleric spell, he can't help you out.
Does he have a Wrath of God spell?
Oh,
Maybe?
also it's 8th level, so he's like, control the weather. You must be joking.
Yeah.
Plus, isn't Leyron the only one that went over there?
He is.
Let's just say his familiar is over here and he can hear us or something. I don't know.
All right. So water breathing it is. Scroll of
Yep.
water breathing.
Oh, sweet. Now we have 2 days of water breathing available, and however else. However.
Well, if you
But
have a
we can do
better
it.
3rd level spell, you might want to set something else in your 3rd level spot.
For today, I can expend that spell. Sweet. Okay, well, time to replace Wall of Water with something else. I don't think you can do Erupting Earth underwater, right?
Probably, but at the bottom.
It's kind of trash then. Well,
You want cleric spells? Is he a cleric?
He is a cleric.
Hmm.
Oh,
I could probably
wait.
do Tidal
could
Wave
he-
underwater.
Could he possibly make just multiple spells of Radiant Weapon so that Pig can cast Radiant Weapon on all of our weapons?
Radiant weapon. What level is that?
Yeah, 1 second.
It's your paladin spell.
I don't think he has it. He could do a magic circle, revivify, speak with dead.
Oh, here it is. Sorry,
Revivify?
spiritual weapon. Spiritual weapon was the one I was looking for.
I think there's a range on that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he could do that one. Do you want a scroll of spiritual weapon?
How about freedom of movement, so we can move freely underwater?
Ooh,
That would actually help.
Mm,
Level 4.
let's see. You touch a willing creature. One creature. Yeah, he could make one,
But 1.
but only one.
am I able to spend a week or just any amount of time and ask my roommates for help, I guess, to make flippers for them? That's all I've got.
Yeah, I mean, does he have, like, scuba gear?
Scuba gear has not been invented.
Damn, I tried.
Well, I could try and help invent it once I retire from adventuring.
But
If I do.
we need it now.
I know, I'm just saying. Whatever. I know I have fins, and so I'm like, what if I give those people that don't have fins with these fancy shoes?
Okay, let's
Fancy turtle.
let's think it through. What are they made of?
Oh, my fins are made of skin. I could use like leaves, big leaves or something maybe. It has to be something light.
Have leatherworking?
I could just, yeah, I could just make it out of skin. So.
Okay, if you're making a flipper-like shape that you can wear on your foot, you might already know how to make maybe a shoe if you have leatherworking. That's like a typical
Yeah.
leather crafting thing. You could combine the shoe crafting with just like a big flipper-like shape that's like your own foot. It's not far-fetched that you could pull that off. So
Yeah.
sure, uh, make
Well,
make
sweet.
like a
Cut off some dolphin feet, sew it onto a boot.
I need the iron
The
boots
dolphins
from
have
the
feet.
place so I can sink to the bottom and take.
yeah. I guess
I could
your
just.
your people could probably do that if they have the skill. Do they have leatherworking skill? Your hirelings there.
No, but I can ask them to do simple tasks like get skin. and
So
stuff.
even untrained, they can attempt it, but it's probably going to take a really long time for them to finish making a thing that you could use.
Well, I could use existing shoes. Like I could just get straps. Like
Okay.
I just need your shoes, people.
Okay. Do you just want them to make like a flat thing that you can nail onto some regular shoes then?
I'm thinking something detachable so they don't have to walk around with flippers. So maybe just like a strap
Like
kind of thing.
a tie on. Sure. All right. Yeah,
Yeah,
they could cobble it together.
I'm gonna try and make some myself. Like, uh, they'll make it and then I'll refine it pretty much.
Sure. Okay.
Also, for Pig, maybe he can have the same thing, but his is special because I can get stones that can. He can just put them in his boots and take them out as he wants.
Hmm. Okay.
You're saying my stones aren't big enough as is? Okay, how about this? I could just take iron ingots and put them in my boots.
Yeah, just something heavy because I know.
Can I
It'd
can I get iron boots? Do they have iron boots at the blacksmith?
You're already wearing plate mail.
Weight though, more weight.
I mean, you're already heavy enough that you'll sink directly to the bottom anyway, right?
But I don't know that. I've never tested it.
try
If
my
there's a
blue.
coast nearby,
I mean,
I'll
you could
just test
just
it real quick.
hold a big rock, I guess. Who knows?
The big. I have a shield and a weapon. I have no hands for.
I mean, you
Wait,
could.
don't you have a tail?
There's a beach just on the other side of the buildings in town. You could just walk to the ocean and find out if you'll sink or not.
I have a pool.
Yeah, that too.
That's what I said. I'll just walk over to the coast and just make sure I stay under.
Yeah. Plate mail, you sink like a rock.
Sweet.
Never mind.
In that case, I'll still make you some flippers just in case the worst case scenario happens, but you just like wear them or something.
I just need a freedom of movement scroll.
Yeah.
That's all I want. You guys can swim. Just need to swim near me.
Okay, well, does anyone want anything else? Like, I could make some arm fins or back fins, things like
What do those
things that
help
I
with?
have. I don't know, direction to swim. Helps to turning something.
I'll say they add 10 feet to your swim speed.
Yeah,
What?
that.
If I jump underwater, can I swim? In my armor?
Maybe if you
short
make like
distance,
an
maybe?
athletics check, you could get some elevation swimming up, but it would be really hard.
I'm really good at it though.
Yeah, if
You
you're
know-
real good at it, you might pull it off.
Thinking on it, I don't think it's really a good idea for my character to get into the water because there's two problems.
You can't shoot.
One, well, yes, I can't shoot, and the other is that my arrows won't go very far because it's a bow that's
So
propelling
the
them,
same
not a
problem.
crossbow.
You can't shoot.
Well, Zeno, it's time for you to learn how to use a harpoon.
Harpoons, spears, crossbows. These are all good weapons
Welcome
for
to the
underwater.
fishy life.
Tridents.
Remember that one time I gave you a magic crossbow, then you killed yourself
Any kind of stabbing weapon.
and you lost it.
I have a trident, but if you lose it, you're dead. You know what? Screw that. You just take my stick. I have
Yeah,
a
what
stick.
what is your
I-
strength?
My strength, I can talk to animals
No,
and
no. What is your strength score? Not like what are your strengths?
12.
Okay, so melee weapon probably isn't the way that you should go.
No, but that trident has a special ability that I could actually put to use.
This
What?
is my trident.
You gonna command
I-
some fish?
I could command a shark if I can find a shark and actually.
So we have to go
speak
hunt
it.
down a shark, command the shark, somehow tame it, and then find the god while you have the shark under control. Right?
With animals, so the trident would just help me with animal hand.
I don't think the shark is willingly gonna try and kill its own god, but what?
If the shark gets 100 rolls before we find the god, do you think he'll succeed and fuck off at one point?
And then maybe eat us.
Like, all I'm saying, Diamond, is that it's a bad idea, and I'm not gonna give you my trident.
Alright, the owner of the trident has spoken.
Can I do a tidal wave underwater?
Like a force push in the water?
Yeah.
Underwater, there's like no wave effect.
I thought waves like drag the bottom of the ocean around. Like there's still some wiggling that happens.
Yeah, I guess along the bottom maybe, but if you're floating in the middle part, you just wiggle around. It doesn't really like push you
What were you
like it
trying
would
to
on the
do,
surface.
Fox?
I don't
Like,
know. I thought it
you're
was like
using
a little
spell?
force spell. Yeah,
What spell?
tidal wave. Let's see here. I can't do wind underwater, and I can't do water in water, so I can't do sleet storm. I can't do plant growth. I can't do meld into stone, or else I'm gonna drown. Can't do flame arrows. I could do spell magic, daylight maybe. call lightning. Well, I do that and we're all dead.
Yeah, no, conjure the wave of water for tidal wave is like you're magically summoning it on land and then smashing people with water.
Yeah, not so
Yeah, I would
effective
have.
when everyone's in water already.
Yeah, I would have assumed it like pushed people back, but I don't know.
It probably would. Yeah.
It's not gonna do damage, but it's just gonna like push them back. That's all I've got.
I mean, it might even do damage, but they'd probably resist a lot of it. Like, it might do half damage or something.
That'll be a bonus, I guess.
So, you have yourself a boat. You have yourself a mission plan. You're headed in the direction. Do you get into the boat and go? Or are you still going to hang out in town and pick out gear? You
I
might
have
want to.
absolutely no idea what I'm going to do. Besides getting a crossbow, that's probably the only other thing that I can think.
Yeah, you should do that. You should definitely get a crossbow.
I only have 10 gold on me.
All right. Somebody will have to loan you money, I suppose.
How much does a basic crossbow cost?
Doesn't matter. Basic weapons don't do shit.
All right.
What the heck's on feign death? I thought it was like you don't die, but I guess you just make
You-
people die.
You fake death. You pretend to be dead.
Should I let him use the necrotic oak heavy crossbow and just leave Smitty at home?
Smitty can fly.
Hey, look, Mad God's got money. Mad God will loan you some money for a crossbow. What's it cost? 50 gold?
Yeah, but he's specifically trying to use a crossbow against Dagon, right? So need a magical
no.
crossbow. And I don't think the provisioners got one on hand last time
Yeah.
I checked.
And we lost all
He's
of
got a
the
heavy boomerang. He's got a magical boomerang.
we lost all of the magical stuff that my previous character was carrying.
Well, we didn't lose it.
Yeah, kind of lost it because I died, so my stuff got left there and eaten. And yeah, I would consider that lost, gone.
But we didn't lose it. You lost it.
This is why I'm not gonna give you my trident diamond.
Well,
And a regular crossbow is useless, so there's no point.
Well, if you need a weapon that'll work underwater, Leyron will be charitable and give you the money for it.
Wait. If I'm thinking about this correctly, if we are going to go and do this, if Leyron was to try and go into the water and he took the Sphere of Annihilation with him, wouldn't that technically
You're not gonna
start to
suck up my
cause-
ocean.
yes. But
It'll
I mean, I'm just
destroy
thinking.
water constantly every turn. It'll destroy an area of water that is in contact with it, but yeah, the ocean is vast. It's not going to swallow up the entire ocean immediately.
Literally destroying the ocean sounds like a thing druids might be opposed.
Yeah, don't destroy my earth. Or
We can dehydrate Dagon.
I'm a
Well,
fish and I'm
everything
on
else in
land.
there, but
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is that I honestly think we should hunt something big, because Dagon is huge, and feed it to him, because that's what the shaman says we should do if we don't want to die.
okay. So find a shark, bring it as an offering. Got it.
Yeah. We can't tame the shark like Demon wants, but we can kill it.
Can we use the trident to kind of pacify the shark, then kill it?
I'm not sure. Let me research it.
If we can do that, I think that's a decent play. Do we have a backup plan?
No.
Any other plan?
It charms the creature. A charmed creature usually won't do anything that'll get itself killed or let you kill it if it can avoid it.
I mean, we just tell it to come over here, and then we're like, sneak attack. Stab.
That's fair. If it's
And then
charmed,
the
it will
charm
trust
would
you.
end.
It will trust you until it dies.
We could also feed the shark, just bait it with fish or something.
What? You're fish in a cup?
I mean, I have fish in my pool. We could just feed it some of that. But they're not that big. They're like goldfish. I'm not gonna feed bubbly to a shark. You know, I have a turtle in there though. Sharks don't eat turtles. Never mind.
Oh,
All we
just ignore
need
that,
is
I think
like, okay. All we need is like a slab of meat or something to feed to it, and it should come over. Let's see here.
So is your plan then to take the keelboat and go shark hunting?
We just need to get something big. Dagon is huge. That's my whole plan.
Sure, we can use the boat to find a shark, I guess. I don't think there'd be any like on the surface near the boat though. I mean, unless
I
they
can,
just know like a hot spot where sharks are and where they generally stay away from them. That would be useful.
yeah. Before we leave, I want to ask the shaman some things, and Weibel if he has any things to say. I want to ask the shaman where the actual offering ground is, because I'm not really sure.
He'll tell you that if you go about 10 miles north, out to sea, and you go down, there's a pelagic city down there. It's fairly well known among the pelagic people of the area, so you might have heard of it before. Anyway, this like little underwater city has like many houses and a temple complex. There's an especially large pyramid where the offering to Dagon is traditionally held.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now I'll ask the shaman if there's any things he likes in particular. Like, should we get him his favorite hot dog or
Meat, fish meat.
sharks? Would that work?
Yeah, sharks are fish.
Okay, well then, do you know any places where it's like, I don't know, a traditional hunting ground or something?
Nah, you'll just have to go hunting for one.
Well, sweet. I'm gonna ask Ariba and Oibel if they've seen places where sharks are.
In the ocean, all over the ocean, eating
Wow, thanks.
things.
Okay.
Easiest way to get sharks to come to you is to chum the water.
That's an idea.
Okay, someone puke into the water. Let's do this.
Or we could just ask Gerbo the fisherman for some fish and
I
cut
said
them up.
puke into the water. Oh.
What? Did you start puking? Bloop.
Well, the
No,
uh,
it
the
was a joke.
sailors have some fish in a barrel on their ship, on their keel boat. If you want to chum the water, they'd probably be able to
Okay.
supply you with some fish to do it.
Well, sweet.
However, it's
So
not
Okay.
nice of
free.
you.
They will require some payment for their fish and their services.
What's your price?
Um,
I just need fish. I don't need your help. That's okay.
well, you need their boat.
I thought we already had one.
These are the people that are on the boat that you're talking to.
Oh, okay. I thought
Their-
it was a different group. My bad.
Their boat is the boat we're trying to use.
Ah, I thought we had like a mini boat. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, what's the price?
20 gold.
I will pay them 20 gold,
Okay. Well,
and then I'll
We
start
have a
chopping
small
the
boat,
fish.
but it can only fit like 2 or 3 people.
yeah, this boat is tiny.
Well, how much is a better boat?
There are no better boats.
All right,
Whatever.
we should stay on land. This is the safest way to fight.
They had to build this boat from scratch after their much bigger boat was destroyed by the siren luring them onto rocks.
Well, if there are problems at sea, I'll offer to help them haul their boat ashore so that it doesn't get ruined again.
Well, I mean, they're fishermen. They got to make money. They got to eat. So they've been going out to sea. They don't go very far out to sea, though. They haven't been attacked by anything because they stay close to the shore with their keelboat, which isn't really designed for the open ocean.
How much do they make every day?
Yeah, enough to live. Yeah, peasant
How much
wage.
is that?
Do they want 100 gold?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure do. Okay, we'll pay you 100 gold to bring your boat ashore so it doesn't get ruined. We'll pay you to not have your property destroyed.
Okay, I guess.
Socialism.
I don't know. It's my donation because you guys are obviously starving. I'm a loaded fish. Let's do this.
Well, if you don't have a boat, if you're trying to get to where everything
Well, no.
is, it's 10-mile swim, so it's gonna be a while.
Quick question: can my huge snake swim and Centipedia? Like, do they need air? Because I thought they were magical creatures. I'm not
I
really
think
sure.
we decided that Leyron would summon it when he needed it, and then it would drown unless he like turned it back into a staff. So that was his plan, to just turn it back into a staff before it drowned and then resummon it.
How much is their boat worth?
3,000 gold.
3,000? And how
Yes.
many people does it carry?
Uh, like max 20.
Oh, that's a lot. So it's like a crew. Shit.
There's the captain and his 6 rowers that row the boat, and then it could fit your entire party.
There's 10 of us, snakes and pets included.
The snake you turn into a staff.
Yeah.
So that doesn't
For
count.
the trip. I can cast water breathing on it. You said 10 people, right?
Mhm.
Well, sweet. I'll just cast water breathing on the snake because it's already there. I'll cast it before we go into the water. I don't want to cast it when we start the mission and then start paddling the boat. I'll just waste time.
I mean, it does last 24 hours, but
What about all that time we have to sleep and exist underwater? I don't know. All I'm saying is that there's at least an extra hour of boat rowing we can save with.
fair enough.
I didn't include Scorby because I remember Leyron saying that he didn't have to.
Okay then.
And we need to do something about all of us looking like humans. Well, except
Oh, you want to
Look.
blend in the pelagic city?
yeah, it's reversed this time. There's just more people, so it's
Everyone's
more of
gonna
a
need
risk.
a disguise. Seaweed
Wear
I'll
a
disguise.
lot
start.
of kelp.
I'm just highly opposed to all of this.
You just walk through seaweed until your entire body's covered and you look like Swamp Thing.
I can make the fins blue. I think that would help a little bit.
Would you fight a dragon in its lair or in a field somewhere?
I don't think it's gonna go on land. That's all.
Okay, so then sounds like a not my problem situation.
Okay.
Except it's giving everyone, including us, night terrors every day.
We could just leave.
Well, also, Leyron insists that we go save the world because God commands it.
I'm not gonna kill a god. I don't really have to, but I think I should give it an offering. 'Cause it's just kind of not god, but I don't plan on killing it because I don't think you can with all of us.
Leyron says that we shouldn't try to kill Dagon. That's insane.
Yeah.
You
But
just said that.
we should do whatever we can to stop the nightmares.
Have we tried asking him nicely to stop?
Nobody's tried asking him nicely.
That's pretty much my opinion. Like, what's gonna? I'm gonna. Well, I'm not really sure what's gonna
What the
happen. But
offerings
if,
were.
yeah, if I do get to talk to him or something, I was just gonna ask, like, what's gonna happen if people start hunting him? Has he thought of that? I'm not really sure.
Usually it's the other way around.
Well, if all we have to do is deliver an offering, I don't see why that's a whole party situation, especially when most of us don't breathe underwater. As far as disguising yourself as a fish person, like, nailed it.
I like this plan, but that's just because I'm a fish and I like the idea of making stuff for the party because I got this. I got it for a reason. I didn't know what that reason was until 5 minutes ago. Okay, well. Hmm. Oible. Does Oible have blueberries? Time to make some blue dye. I guess those are like purple, but whatever.
This is
I wish.
this is the least adventurous adventure that I've ever
I
seen.
like it.
Yeah, but I'm a problem solver. I mean, will this work? Can you just go there and dump shit off and be like, hey, thanks?
You don't know until you try.
Yeah.
If anything, we could go as a party with Bother Breeding just to go get the shark thing, kill it, get the
Yeah.
offering, and then Bloop can go possibly by herself as a fish person to go make the offering.
I don't really mind what we do, but I'm still gonna make those flippers because I know it's gonna come in
Okay.
handy at some.
Clearly, the thing to do is take the ship out to where the destination is. Then you can go jump off and give the offering, during which time we'll get attacked and die. So let's do that.
I mean, I can swim there. It's gonna take a while, but I can get there.
We can hold the boat off kind of a distance away from the actual shrine area. So hopefully it doesn't get destroyed. But
Well,
yeah.
this is deep underwater too. Like a boat on the surface might be fine.
I mean, the other one they were saying got smashed, so
Yeah.
Look, how about this? I'll reassure them. If they do lose their boat because of us, I will give them another 100 gold.
I mean, they were already fine with taking you there. They're pretty
Okay.
brave. They don't like the pelagics. If you're going to deal with the pelagics, then they're happy about that. Everybody's freaked out about the nightmares, and so they want that to stop too.
I think if he has his feast, he'll go away faster.
Well, let's feast him then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get in the boat, you head out to sea.
Uh. Yeah. I did finish the slippers. Right? Is there a certain amount of time I need to do that with?
You did it during the downtime.
Sweet.
What does He-Man do? Along for the ride?
I'm gonna help try to go find the shark thing for the feast because I have my cloak of the manta ray, so I can swim underwater just fine.
Okay. Is everybody on the boat?
Yep.
I could just make the
Okay.
chum, because that's all I'm useful for at the moment.
Chum. I'm only good for chum. Okay.
I'm
Get
kind
in the
of
water.
curious. Can Smitty fly around in water? Does fly speed get affected by water?
No, you can't fly on water. It turns into swimming.
Ah, okay. Never
Hmm.
mind. I was like, he gets
She's
30
in
feet
like
of
penguin fins.
movement by flying.
Doesn't quite work.
Okay.
Slightly different dynamics there.
Well, for the fins, I give everyone back fins, arm fins, and foot fins. I can't really give them like fins on their head, but whatever.
Okay.
I can. It'll just look dumb.
So everybody's got some equipment on, which gives them a little bit of a boost to their swim speed as long as they're equipped, but it slows you down while you're walking, so you kind of waddle. You might not want to equip them until you need them if you're going to go for a swim. In the meantime, you're on the boat. Everybody is going out, and it's kind of stormy. There's the constant rain from the hamlet and some wind. The boat is going to rock back and forth on the waves. The motion is going to cause possibly some seasickness if you can't make a con save now. So everybody make a con save. I think every time I've ever had people get on a
Wow,
boat
low
in
roll.
D&D, I've had them make a con save.
Rolled a 2. That's a 9.
I rolled a 12. That's not too bad.
So He-Man feeling a little queasy, not going to be very useful on the boat. Foxjaw's all right. Diamond's all right. Diamond
If
doesn't
you're
care.
gonna puke
And we
into
got a
this bucket.
6.
That's Pig that did the last roll. I rolled a 6.
If I puke in
Oh,
the
I see,
water,
I see,
will
I
the
see,
shark
I
come?
see.
He ignored me because I'm white.
My eyes are stinging. It's hard to read. All right, so Diamond, you're gonna puke your guts out with a 6. That's a bad roll.
Puke into this bucket, the chum bucket. Puke in there.
Right, we can use this, collect the vomit.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm not bothered by it. I'm not gonna eat it, so whatever.
Okay, so it takes a while. It's about 10 miles out. The crew, they're rowing. They're rowing. The captain's got like a bit of a song going. Oh, oh, and like everybody rows on the beat. He pulls out the drum, banging on the drum to keep everybody rowing in time. Uh, he's not a very good musician, though. His song is kind of terrible. And eventually, you're going to arrive in an area where there's debris floating in the water all over the place. Just bits of debris, pieces of wood, parts of ships. More than one ship, from the looks
Here
of
we
it,
are.
floating on the surface of the water here.
It's probably the city. So I think we should head back a little bit just so we don't end up like these boats, but it's still close enough that we can get, I don't know, near it, I guess.
Okay, well, imagine this is where the boat is. We'll say it
hurry
starts
off the boat.
here in the corner here. So it's like on the surface, it's floating around. All this stuff is down below. 40 fathoms below in the depths. But you're on the outskirts. You haven't quite gotten to the area.
Oh, sweet. Time to go hunt for a shark.
So roll perception. This is going to be while you were traveling, before you actually got here, the shark hunting. I'm just going to see if anybody can spot a shark while you're out there.
9.
19.
He-Man sees a
14.
shark.
Hmm.
He was the first one to spot it.
Kill it.
Shark-ho!
Okay. Well, the crew's gonna turn the ship. Captain spins the wheel, steers the ship to the port, yells, "Put your backs into it, men!" And they all begin rowing as hard as they can. The boat is gonna pull up near the shark. The shark is swimming around. You can just see the fin, and so the men row as hard as they can.
I'm gonna throw the chum out over the boat.
The shark
Is
is
there a
moving
certain-
quick. The men row pretty well. I don't know if the shark has detected it with his senses yet. The
Is
shark's...
shark at the sea level? Like
Oh,
its
look at that.
dorsal fins hanging out of the water at the top?
Like Jaws, just the fin sticking out. Okay, that's a nat 20. The shark has detected the chum and is beginning to come towards the boat. He gets
I
pretty
get my
I'm going
close.
harpoon
to-
ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna line up a shot with my musket.
All right. The shark comes up out of the water and eats one of the big pieces of fish. It's your perfect opportunity. Anybody who
Alright.
wants to make an attack of opportunity can take a
Maybe
shot.
shoot it.
Where's my place? Here.
14. Does that hit?
That hits.
17.
17 hits too.
16.
I'm gonna try and
sorry, no,
pull
wait,
it.
sorry.
Does 8 points of
18.
damage.
18,
Okay.
my bad.
How
I
are
do
you
8
shooting?
points. He's on the bow.
So I should like roll with that. Oh wait, it's a +1 now. It says new weapon. 17.
So I got an 18. That hits, right?
So far I heard 8 damage. Who else has
There was
damage?
lost. I did 8
Ig-
damage, and
So
I'm
that's
trying to hook it
16.
in.
Ignore the additional 10 damage because this is without the sharpshooter.
Got it.
So 17.
Can I say the word? It's free action, right?
Can I hold out? Wait. How far away is the shark? Can I throw a javelin at it?
Close enough to throw a javelin, yeah.
I will throw a javelin. Ooh, 24. Is that exceptional?
Interesting. 12
Okay,
damage.
Roll a 6. That is 10 damage
Okay.
with the javelin.
The small shark is hit with the javelin, and the numerous wounds it sustained from those attacks sort of build up, and it's bleeding really badly. It's going to thrash. It survives for a bit, but then it dies.
I pull it up. Let's do this.
Dinner.
You have yourself a young shark. It's not huge, but it is a sizable shark.
Eh,
Should we get another one?
I'll gut
yeah,
it.
I was gonna ask if you think this will please Dagon.
Let's get another one.
I'll gut it and use the guts as chum.
You continue the hunt. Somebody roll a perception check. Spotter.
I get my javelin out of the baby shark.
Same. I roll a 9.
11.
Give me a moment. Nope, that's not going to do it. I'm not even going to.
Announce your natural one. Just kidding.
No, it was a 2 that I rolled, but you can't critically succeed or fail on skill.
Well, time goes by. You don't spot another shark. You've chummed the waters, but it doesn't seem to be attracting anything for a while. So, then you would have arrived. Do you want to backtrack and try to hunt some more?
Well, I don't think it'd be a good idea to try to go make an offering empty-handed.
Yeah. I think we
So
should get one more, and then it should be fine.
you pull a U-turn, and then you're gonna hunt. I guess you can roll another perception check. Hopefully, you have better luck this time.
I rolled an 8.
13.
Anyone else? Ah, there you go. Pig Needle, you have spotted another shark. However, this shark is not like a distant fin on the horizon like the first one. This shark comes up right underneath the boat, and it like
Oh, dang.
rams the boat. Like this is a big shark, and it rams the
I'll
boat.
ask it politely to stop.
The boat has been rocked by the shark. So anybody who was looking on the deck has to make a dexterity save to risk falling into the water.
That's easy enough.
Do I get a advantage to it for danger sense?
Can I just jump in the water? Is that an option?
That is an option. You can
I'm
dive.
just gonna do that. I'll aim for the shark.
I rolled a 50.
I rolled a 21.
He-Man,
I'm
which
using
one?
Danger sense. I was asking if I get advantage for danger sense.
So danger sense gives you advantage. All right.
Yeah.
So then you got a 12. 12 is all right. Pig Needle falls in the water. Does anyone want to try to save him quickly?
I will
How do you do it?
with my. Well, I'll grab a I know that there's going to be rope on deck, so I'm going to grab a rope and I'm going to make a lasso and I'm going to throw it out to him.
Okay, so Pig Needle, you're in the water. As I've said, you can make an athletics check to try to swim to stay afloat if you want.
1 second. There it is.
Okay, not enough. Your armor's too heavy and you begin to sink like a rock.
Oh dang.
A rope has been thrown to you. It splashes into the water, but it doesn't sink real fast. You're sort of sinking faster than the rope is.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell my rope to go go tie itself around that shark.
Okay, you now have a rope connecting between you and the boat.
No,
No,
the
the shark.
The shark.
You
Oh,
do.
I thought you were
you
tying the
do
ropes together.
realize that
The shark. Okay, yeah, you're tied to the shark then.
this ain't my first rodeo.
it could be your last because if that rope
Don't be a
rubs
pussy,
against-
Diamond.
I'm not being a pussy. I'm telling you the facts. if that rope rubs
You
the
sound
wrong
like an
way against that
insurance
shark-
salesman. What are you doing?
I'm trying to tell you the danger of what you're trying to.
You're trying to tell me that I could die at. I was gonna say you're trying to tell me.
Your magic rope is gonna get cut by the shark.
I know,
scales.
which leads to what? That's what I'm saying. Listen, he's trying to say I could die at any moment. I'm trying to tell you, you could never truly live.
I'm saying you could lose your magic rope.
Well, revert to point A. Don't be a pussy. We got this.
I'd jump in the water after you.
Okay. He-Man swims into the water. So when you go down in the water, you see Pig Needle sinking, but attaching his rope to the shark holds him in place. The shark is like struggling to stay where he's at because the shark wants to be near the blood and find whatever that meat is and eat it. So Pig Needle's sort of being pulled along by the shark, but weighing it down and slowing it down.
I'm gonna be about like 10 feet away from the chum and just wait for the shark to go there, and then I'm gonna try to hit it.
You punch the shark. Go for it. Give it your best shot.
I try to skewer it with my fancy
Trident of power.
25.
Exceptional hit. 12 damage. He didn't like that. He's going to try to bite you.
Rerolled 8. Okay, so that's 3 additional damage. 15.
15 damage. The shark is pretty mad and it will try to bite you. It
They don't
fails.
have feelings. Sharks.
Well, the shark
Oh,
is
wait, it should
very
only be
hungry
1d8.
then.
It should only be 1d8. Just, yeah, 12 damage. 6 plus 6. 12 damage.
Fair enough. So you hit it. It tries to bite, but misses. What does anyone else do?
I jump in. I get my harpoon ready.
Okay. You can see that there's a bit of a skirmish going on. There's some blood in the water.
Wait, is
Sweet.
this like a really big shark, like the size of the boat or bigger?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rage then.
Okay. Bloop in the water. Anybody else? Should I just roll initiative?
Can I try and harpoon it before that happens?
Well, is it close enough to the surface that I might be able to get another shot off at it?
It is not.
All right, I guess I'm diving in with my short sword.
18 to hit it.
18 will hit.
6 to skewer it.
Okay.
I'm trying to hook into it.
So you did some damage. You have a harpoon in it. It's attached to a rope that you're hanging onto. So you are also being pulled along by the shark. Now the shark is like double encumbered by having 2 people attached to it. So Pig Needle, you are dangling from a shark. You see there's other people in the water with you. What do you do?
Got my rope to reel me in
Okay.
and move 10 feet. So
You get closer to the shark.
you're holding me at 10 feet. Then I'll yank on the rope as my movement, so I move closer to the shark. And then I'll swing at him.
All right.
Where's my swing? I need to get plus 1 on this.
Ooh,
Doesn't
look at
count
that.
that. So
Nat
the
20.
30. It's a 30.
Critical hit.
Okay, give me a second here.
Also a savage hit.
Is it
Does it
bludgeoning?
double the?
With your new mace?
It's bludgeoning and necrotic. Does it double the necrotic?
Normal damage.
Or
Target
just the
is
weapon?
flat-footed for 1 round.
Feet.
But how can a shark be flat-footed? It has no feet.
I know.
Its tail
I
was
just
sore. I
typed
don't know.
That typed
But anyway,
with one word though.
how much damage can you do with a critical hit?
25.
Go for the
25.
fin.
Hit him in the
Wait,
gill.
you're using like a non-stabby weapon though, right? Don't you have disadvantage in underwater?
What? I don't fucking know. I don't know any of this random rules. Bull. I'm playing off base rules.
Yeah, this is base rules. Underwater combat.
Yeah, underwater would give you disadvantage if you don't have a pokey weapon, like a spear.
In that case, it's probably not a crit. It's a 7 plus whatever instead.
7 plus
17.
10, 17.
Still hits.
So then I
Yep.
gotta fucking reroll damage. Man, that's good to know ahead of time, though.
Well, that's what the freedom of movement's
Wait.
gonna fix.
Yeah.
Weren't you with us during the last time we were in water combat?
I don't know if I actually swung at anything.
Okay, never mind. Maybe you weren't.
I think we were casting spells with the thing, and then it
Yeah.
started coming towards us, and we're like, "Screw this, we're."
Right.
Tell you what, then. If I'm getting disadvantage, fuck all of that. I'll just cast Guiding Bolt.
Twelve
With
hits,
the shittiest roll. Okay.
but
Perfect.
barely.
It is flat-footed, so
10 damage.
10 damage. All right. It
Well,
already
it was only
had.
supposed to be flat-footed from the critical, but that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. All right. It survives. It survives.
Hmm.
So, after
In
Pig
that
Needle,
case,
Mad God is going to. He's going to cast a spell. And it's not going to be Eldritch Blast because he would never, ever cast Eldritch Blast. So he instead casts a Chill Touch, which does 2d8 if it hits.
Oh,
But it doesn't.
I was gonna say,
No, wait, it
What was
does.
that,
It
zero?
does. It does.
3? You rolled a 3?
But he's got plus 10 with his spell, so a 13 still hits. 9 damage.
And he gets advantage from the guiding bolt.
Well, let's see if he crit.
23, is that savage? Or exceptional, I mean?
It is.
Okay.
sweet.
Yes, helped. Ah, 1 more point of damage.
Okay, he survives that too. Leyron lets out an effeminate sigh that the shark didn't die in one shot. Okay, and then
Is it damage down?
yeah, that would have added 3 damage. So after Mad God, Scorbeak flies around, and then the Python. Do you summon your
Is
Python?
no, he's on the
He's probably still a staff because he wouldn't fit on the boat, right?
yeah. Same thing with Centipedia.
So He-Man.
If the shark is still close enough, I will go and stab with the trident again.
Okay.
Ooh, nat 20.
Nat 20, critical hit. Also, if you guys had stress, you could do the stress relief when you get those crits. Is it a piercing weapon?
Yep, it's a trident. Okay, the exceptional did not help. This is 15 damage because I'm raging.
Okay. It says double damage and target is dazed for 1 round.
Wait, what? Double damage? I thought that's just normally for crit, so just only add the days?
Nah, it just means you're adding more damage dice, so just roll more dice.
So 2 more d8s?
Mm-hmm.
7 more damage.
Okay, it dies. Critical hit.
Oh, I was gonna chew its tail off. Whatever.
Wait, we're gonna start eating it? But this is an offering for Dagon.
So now you have
Yeah,
2
but if it doesn't have a
sharks.
fin, it doesn't swim. Whatever. This will work. Let's do this.
Well, now I got to get back onto the boat.
Okay.
Oh yeah, now that the shark is dead, it's not swimming anymore, which means pig needle attached to the shark is probably sinking.
Well, I mean, I could just let go at any time, right? Magic rope. Also, does it just immediately sink? Like, is that?
I thought
I
it would
think
go
there'd be a
belly up
little
and
more.
start floating.
It's probably being
Sharks are-
pulled down by your weight.
Okay,
Well,
so I'm the fat one. I'll just let go. Fine. I'll attach to something
I-
else instead.
I don't know, Ninja.
Like
how
that rope
big
they
is
lower.
this shark?
I need a beer. Goddamn.
Like,
Call it
are
the
we
fat.
talking biggest great white in history size shark?
No, it's just large.
It's bigger than our 20-man boat. 20 man sized boat.
I mean, it's probably not bigger than the boat. If its
Okay,
size
that's
is large, then it's pretty big, but not as big as the boat.
Blue, do you think this is a good offering? Blue?
I mean, once I get back into the boat and everybody's safe, I can gut the shark.
Why you want to gut it?
Because that's how you prepare any sort of fish.
For human cuisine, maybe.
So, like, is nobody concerned that pig needle's sinking?
Okay.
I am
I was gonna.
concerned.
I was just talking to him. Just give me a sec. We need a rope. I don't know if I have one. I don't think I do. But does anyone else have a rope? You know what? The crew probably has a rope. 'Cause
There's
we need
ropes
one to get
all
people.
over the ship, yes.
Yeah. Well, then I'll get one of those. I'll hand it to Pig. I'll tell Pig to reel the shark in, and then just climb up on that. Because we're just gonna drag the shark behind us. It's the only way we can move it without pulling it up.
I feel like pig needle would be quite deep underwater at this point, because he's just been falling.
I
I'll
would go
I'll tell
swim.
somebody else to get the rope. I'll
I
tell
thought he
somebody
said,
else
like,
to
as
get the
soon as
rope
we
and
killed
get
the
it.
shark, he like attached his rope to something else on the ship and then was pulling himself up. But I guess not. Never mind.
Yeah, too far away. It wouldn't reach.
All right, then I would go swim after him with my cloak and go try to get him out of the water.
All right. I imagine if he is swimming to try to stay up, and then you're swimming down to get him, you could like get to him and help him.
I have 60
Yeah.
feet of swimming speed.
Yeah. All right. Rescue accomplished.
Yeah, I got him.
Roll 28 for athletics to bring him up above the water. Throw him on the boat.
Okay. So now you have 2 sharks and a pig needle.
Sweet.
A good catch.
Well, let's see here. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, well, let's go give this to the god.
All right. You're taking your shark down to Dagon.
Hmm.
All right. Well, from the boat, you're gonna have to travel in that direction. So where do you go?
Well, I'll go to I don't know, the place where the shaman said the offering was, and if I'm lost, I'll just ask somebody.
Perfect.
Let me rephrase. I will turn the grid back on. All of your figurines are over in town, but you should probably put them on the boat and then actually move yourself. Because this is the dungeon map.
Okay, I'll just take all these figurines and throw them on there.
Did you pack up mine, by the by?
What? Yeah.
So when you swim down from the boat, you can put yourself on the map somewhere in this clearing here, this open area.
Okay. I'll take Bubbly with me because why not?
Did you cast water breathing on everybody?
I didn't realize everyone was going into this town of enemies.
Yeah, you're right. Zenos would stay on the boat.
Well, I mean,
Play Leyron and get back.
that was an option earlier where you could just disguise yourselves. I'll go as a group into the
I
pelagic
mean,
town.
if you guys want to come, then I'll cast it, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Can
It's
you worship, Dago?
Yeah.
You really should just do this one by yourself.
Yeah, this is kind of what I imagined, but everyone wants to tag along. Right,
I mean, I don't. I've been saying that the whole game. I've just been railroaded to this point.
Yeah, Diamond. Next time you tell Mad God that he's afraid of the cove, maybe you should refer to Pig Needle instead.
I mean, I understand why he feels that way. It's just like walking into a room of enemies. Same thing that killed Urborg.
God.
Yeah, it's a little different. I could take a room of enemies.
All right. Well, so you're here on the boat. What do you do? Where do you go? It's all you. Everybody's like, "Good luck. Bye."
um. Okay. Well, I will take Bubbly, and I'll tell Bubbly to pull one of the sharks, and I'll take the bigger one.
Okay. So
Uh,
you've swum down. You're on the ocean floor, many, many fathoms below, and you can see down
I'll
here
bring.
a pelagic town spread out before you.
Well, sweet. I'll bring my stuff, but I'm just gonna leave it on the boat map so I don't have to drag it around. The actual token. Sweet. Well, I guess I'll just start swimming to what seems to be a ritual place.
You can see the ritual location far to the distance in that direction.
Oh, sweet. I will do that. I'll start heading in that direction.
Okay. So as you're moving along, you'll see that there's a tower over here, and there's some lookouts in the tower. And the lookouts, they're going to sort of be on regular lookout, but they're clearly snoring, or one of them's like sleeping. The other one's reading a book or something, and they don't notice. Up ahead, you can see there's a low building.
Okay.
It's got like a window and a door. Uh, and then there's like these really tall stalactites growing up out of the ground here.
Stalagmites, eh? Okay.
Or stalagmites, yeah, the ground ones. So where do you go? Also, there's a much larger temple off in that direction that you can see.
Would I really know which one is which? I was a slave my whole life and I've never been here.
But like I said, the ritual place, you can see it. It's in that direction.
Does it
But
just have a sign that says ritual? Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying, from where you're at, you
Unless
can
you just.
see that there's another large temple structure here.
Well, if there's any people here, I'm gonna ask them if I need to like do anything other than put the offerings on the table. Do I have to wear a
So,
special cloak or something?
like I said, you saw somebody up in the tower here, and you think there might be some people moving around on the temple, but it's pretty far away and you can barely see them.
Well, I'll go to the one that's closer then.
All
Whatever,
right.
it's what.
You approach the lookout tower.
I'll knock or something. I don't really know.
Okay. Eventually they notice you, but only when you get close. The pelagic guard's gonna look down at you, and he's like, "Oh, I don't recognize you."
I'll tell them that I'm here to make an offering. I'm just a slave that has just been freed, so I've never been here before, and I need help.
Well, Dagon will be pleased. Bring your offering to the temple grounds, and he's gonna point in that direction and says, the big pyramid in the distance. You can't miss it. It's bigger than all the others.
Mm. Is there anything special I need to do? Like, does it need to be a certain flavor?
Um, it must be delicious, or Dagon will pluck out your eyes and feast upon your bones.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I suppose I should probably taste test the sharks. I'll take a small bite out of each of them. A
Fishy.
small piece.
Definitely
Perfect.
fishy.
These are fresh. Let's go. I will start swimming in this direction. Oh wait, before I leave, I'll ask them if there's like. I'll ask them if it's okay for me to go here and like explore, or if I'm just supposed to like offer and get out.
He's gonna tell you that it's a town. These houses belong to people. Like, obviously, if you're not invited, don't go in.
Okay. Well then, I will head towards the temple.
So you move through
Swimmity.
Pelagicville, and you see maybe the occasional person inside a house here or there. They don't pay much mind to you because you look like just any other pelagic.
Okay.
However, stop here. Okay. When you're moving between these houses, a bunch of pelagic groupers that are moving in a swarm are gonna come around the corner here, and they're gonna see you, and they're going to approach. So there's like a large group of pelagics, and they're gonna come over here, and they can tell that your coloration is slightly different, and you're dressed slightly different. But they see that you have an offering, and so they'll greet you warmly. You must be from one of the distant tribes, right?
Yes.
Well, it's good that so many have come from so far to give offering to the Great Father. So,
Mhm.
they're gonna leave you alone. They move back through the buildings.
Good day then.
All right.
Swimmity, swimmity. Okay, sploosh.
That would have
temple.
been a major combat if everybody else was here.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm going alone.
All right. You approach the pyramid, and as you get closer, you hear a noise. It's like
Hmm.
Dagon sleeps. The mighty Lord Dagon rests upon the pyramid, curled about it, his gargantuan form sort of stretched out across the top of it, just sort of lounging, and he is clearly passed the fuck out.
Okay. Should I wait until he wakes up? Or...
Some time passes. You're waiting
We
patiently for
come back
Dagon.
later.
Meanwhile, on the boat,
Uh,
the captain's getting nervous, and some of the crew members are getting a little antsy, and they're like, I don't know about this. You know, that ship was lost recently. We don't want to wind up like those sailors. And the captain's like, be strong, men. Do not lose morale in the face of this dangerous time. We must stand strong against the pelagic foe. And he's trying to rally the crew and whatnot. What are you guys doing on the boat?
Vibing.
Vibing? Okay. He-Man?
I start teaching the chopsticks games I play it with Smitty.
Smitty rolls a 17. He beats you.
Ah, you're so smart, Smitty.
Oof.
That farm work, so much wisdom.
Diamond. Zeno is below decks in the hold with the cargo. What do you do?
Fetch some arrows.
You fletch some arrows. The boat rocks back and forth, making it a difficult task. All right. It
Oh.
starts to rain a little bit,
Like how much?
like just a drizzle. Anyway, like an hour has passed.
Okay. I guess I should probably swim back and tell the crew that I'm fine.
Are you gonna leave your offering here?
Mm, I guess I could leave one offering.
So you can see, like, when you came into this plaza here, that there's this
Yeah.
building off to the side here that's got a containment pen in the front of it, and all of the offerings have been placed in here.
Oh, sweet. I thought you just put them on the temple. Whatever. I will dump sharks in. Is there any people here?
Yeah,
Guards or anything?
there's people in the temple, like a bunch of the pelagic shamans moving around in the temple.
Well, I will ask them when Dagon is gonna wake up. Also, if there is time to speak with him, because I know he's a bit busy eating and whatnot.
Oh, well, they say that the mighty Lord Dagon spent the night destroying human ships up on the surface, and
Mhm.
he tired himself out, and so
Oh,
he's resting, and after he's had his rest, then he's going to eat the feast of Dagon, and then after the great feast, then war, and we will go and destroy that hamlet with the puny humans.
wait, what?
Yes, yes. Dagon has come from the depths and has given us all hope that we can overcome our enemy who has done so much against us. And we've had so long to prepare. These many weeks we've prepared and readied ourselves for war to get our vengeance on the filthy humans that have
What
dared
did they do?
they dared to attack us, and they killed many of our great champions.
They attacked us? Why?
Oh, who knows?
Hmm. Well, as a druid, I think that we should all uh be peaceful. And if you want, I'll go back up to the hamlet and I'll ask them why. Or
Them politely to stop. That's the strategy.
yeah,
Ask them
that's what I do.
politely not to raid us and steal our treasures. Haha. As if the
Well, if they
adventurers
refuse, I can just kill them
as
because
if
I
these
have a group of
adventurers
my
would
own.
listen.
Fox, that would be oppression.
I'm a fish. It's okay, probably.
Well, the priests are skeptical, but do what you can.
I'm trying here, man. Well,
However, it sounds like they've got some battle plans to destroy the town.
that's my home. I don't tell them that part. That's probably illegal here. But what would get them to stop? Just the humans to stop raiding because the humans suck? I don't think that there should be unnecessary blood on both sides, but if you want, I can go either weaken the humans or try and make them think that we're not coming. Because I've seen them. I've been free for not too long because I used to be a slave, and so I've seen them and I've been listening to them. And honestly, I think they're not that great, but I don't think that either side should die.
Well, the priests here, they're gonna say that the humans worship some human god that's not as great as Dagon, and Dagon the Father is clearly the greatest god, and so they just want to wipe out the humans and attain religious superiority over the land. But unfortunately, like Dagon sleeps for a really, really long time sometimes, so they have no idea when he's gonna wake up.
Oh. I
And
mean, I like sleeping, but not that much. Gee.
like after feasting on 100 sailors, he's probably gonna be taking a nap for weeks.
Fair enough.
However, we are preparing the offering, so when he does wake up and get hungry again, we will feed him the great offering, the great feast, and then we will go to war.
Hmm.
And meanwhile,
Well,
the dreams of Dagon will curse the humans for what they've done.
mm, well,
We tried, boys. We tried. We left
is there
offering. We
anything?
were nice. We asked them politely to stop.
If he's gonna be sleeping for a long time, can you kill him in his sleep?
What happens if the humans all retreat and they just get there like, okay.
No one's at the hamlet anymore.
I'm just there in my pool. Yeah, I killed them all.
The Plagics just
That's
take
the
over the
perfect
town.
plan.
They replace Dante with a fishmonger.
Yeah. Hmm. Well, it's either make them worship Dagon instead of what they already worship, or kill them all, which I don't really like because it's my family, it's my kind. But how would I get them to stop on both sides? Also, where's Jesus? Why isn't he friends with Dagon?
Why isn't Jesus friends with Dagon? Well, they never meet because Dagon lives underwater and Jesus walks on it.
Oof. Separate
What?
world. Right? He is
What
not
if we got-
subject to the bounds of your existence.
Yep.
What if we got Dagon to meet their god? What?
Battle of the
happened then?
Gods. Jesus versus Dagon.
Yeah, Dagon's just like the devil of the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A devil of the sea. Oh, he's not even technically like a divine being. He's just a really big fish man with
Oh.
a lot of interesting powers.
Wait, are you saying he can drown in air? I guess.
No,
Suffocate?
I'm saying he's like a living creature. He's not like a supernatural entity.
What if we got him to go against the dragon? Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you could figure out how to make that happen, sure.
Look, all I'm saying is that it's an idea that could work. Let's see.
Anyway, there doesn't seem to be like a really compressed timeline. Dagon is zonked out and may be that way for a while. So you have some time to formulate plans and think about how you're going to try to deal with it. But it definitely seems
Hmm.
like they're readying for war and they're marshaling their forces and they've been preparing for the past month or two.
How do they make metal? You know what? I'm not gonna ask that question.
Oh, they don't make metal. They like most of their armor is made out of seaweed. It's like a kelp armor that's magic. It's like a really super tough kelp.
Do they just use bone harpoons and stuff?
A lot of their weapons are made out of coral,
Hmm.
like a magic coral.
With enough humans, we could win, but I don't really want to kill off my entire kind.
Nah, just their leader. Well, at least not even kill him, but force him down back into the death. Be like, yeah, don't show your face up here again. Stop terrorizing and making people have nightmares.
But what about me? No, yeah, I'm not really sure what to do in this case. I'm not gonna fight Dagon because that thing's huge, but
Did we ask him politely to stop?
I can't.
Well,
He's
he's
asleep.
Wake him up.
Oh boy.
tell the priest to.
I'll ask the
they can be
shamans.
peace brokers.
So apparently Dagon just cannot be awoken when he's sound asleep like that.
So is this Snorlax or?
Yeah, yeah. He's out.
Where's the flute?
Is my lyre magical? Can
Oh.
I wake him up?
Oh my god.
Does that mean I can finishing blow him since he's incapacitated?
That's what I said. Can we coup de grace him while he's sleeping?
You're welcome to
Make
try.
your make your spiritual weapon there, Peg. You should be able to, and
I might
right
just
there is-
need to have a sit down with Jesus, my Lord and Savior.
Yeah. Well. Hmm.
Are you gonna convert all the fish people down there?
I'm not really sure. Whatever. I'll put my offerings in the feeding trough, and I guess I'll leave. Cause I don't really have anything else to do here.
Okay.
I'll ask. Hmm.
Ask if there's.
Let's leave a note.
Peace.
I think that's the best we have.
Yeah.
Just leave a note.
Well then, yeah. I'm gonna ask the shamans to. I don't know. Is there a way Dagon can talk to me? I guess, or just like see me without destroying the hamlet, because I live there.
What if we just go in there and like go to sleep next to him? I think we can communicate through our dreams.
Probably not.
Damn it. Hmm.
I'm not really sure. Like, what do I say to the shamans without them getting really suspicious?
I mean, they're already very suspicious.
I mean, I suppose, but
Strange fish person brings an offering. I mean, that's the only reason they're not aggressive to you because you did bring an offering. So like they assume you are at least like a Dagon worshiper.
oh, great Dagon. But I guess a reasonable story would be like I was a slave to the humans, but I found out what happened. I could just make that all up. Like I would explain why I would be living in the hamlet, why I would be, or like know the good side of humans, even though there barely is any. I like the plan where we replace everyone in the hamlet fish people, but I know it's probably not ideal.
Well, that is what the people here are planning. They will attack the town and turn it into a pelagic town, just like the Cove.
Hmm.
Did I
Let's
not
just
say
give him
that?
half.
did I not say that, unless we take care of this as a violent problem, that this is not going to get solved?
Well,
Violence is what started it, Diamond.
look on the bright side. You'll have the home field advantage at least. You'll be fighting the fishmen on the land rather than in the sea.
You mean
Which
that thing
is-
I said fucking hours ago? Cool.
Well, it's definitely preferential since I'll actually be able to use gunpowder.
Wait, it took a while for you to get here to find out Dagon's asleep.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of times where I was like, ah, I want to say stuff, but it would be out of sequence.
Well, I suppose I have to go back, so whatever.
Okay, you return to the ship. Some time has passed, maybe like an hour and a half to almost 2 hours, but Bloop finally
Uh,
emerges, bloop, up out of the water.
I was
I
gonna
need to go to
ask
bed.
something before I go. Okay.
You done,
They're like-
Diamond? Are you tired?
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow and I gotta get some sleep because I haven't been sleeping a lot lately.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
I bet.
See ya, Diamond.
Yeah, so sorry about having to cut off late, everybody.
You know, I'm also super tired, so I think a short game tonight is in order, and then hopefully Mad God won't miss too much.
Okay
All
then.
right.
I was gonna
So-
ask
Alright.
if while I'm down here, there's a shop.
You want to go to a shop? Sure. They sell all the best pelagic goods. They have armors made out of the kelp, and they have the coral swords, coral spears.
Okay, can you get me a piece of armor for Bubbly and a harpoon? Another harpoon, just a regular one.
All right. For 200 gold, they'll sell you some of the hardened kelp.
Well, sweet.
And then you can craft whatever you want out of it.
Where's my gold? I will give them 200 gold.
Okay, so this is like a special magical kelp that is grown by the Dagonites, and it's enhanced with their shaman magic. So it makes the kelp as strong as steel, but it's still pliable, and it still moves freely in water. So it's like a heavy armor that you can wear underwater normally. But that's when it is heavy armor. You can, of course, craft it into whatever kind of armor you would like.
Sweet. Okay, I still have almost 3,000 gold pieces.
Now, the shop specializes in these coral weapons that actually have like lightning magic in them that do lightning damage on a hit. They're kind of expensive, but if you'd like to purchase one of
Sure, I'll
these
take one.
coral lightning weapons, you got about 1,000 gold on you?
Yep.
All right. For 1,000 gold, they'll give you what do you want? Like a harpoon?
Yeah, lightning harpoon.
Lightning harpoon. All right. You have yourself a coral lightning harpoon. On a hit, it'll do an additional 1d4 lightning damage.
Ooh.
And underwater, that's very effective against most creatures. Tends to be the
Hmm.
#1 vulnerability among fish people.
Fair enough. Is there anything else, like roll the hit advantage or anything?
Um,
Extra damage, maybe?
it's a magic weapon, so it's the standard +1 to hit and damage.
Okay. In that case, is there anything else?
An assortment of regular mundane gear, but more pelagic themed.
Here, while I'm here, I'm gonna get some varying kelps so that I can grow some in my. Is there a certain price to get special kelps with? I don't
Well,
know, bonus.
the problem is like they do grow it as like a normal plant, but then they use shaman magic to transform it into an actual like magic material rather than a regular
Mhm.
material. So you could get and grow the plant, but it would just be regular kelp.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. He'll sell you some kelp seed.
Sweet. How much is that?
No, free. He'll just give it to you. It's everywhere.
Oh, nice. Okay, then I go back to the boat.
It's probably like a staple food down here, like when they're not eating other things.
Yeah.
Or maybe they feed their seahorses.
Yeah, I just need some to grow some in my pool so I can feed Bubbly for one and not have to go dig out.
Sure.
Okay.
Grow some kelp seed.
Okay, back to the boat.
Okay, so everybody's on the boat again, and you're filled in on all the information about how Dagon sleeps, and Dagon's nightmare is spread psychically from his sleeping form down there on the pyramid. And the war plans. Apparently, these pelagics really want some revenge on the town.
Hmm.
You did kill dozens and dozens and dozens of them last time you were down here. Like, a huge number of them died, including several of their heroes, their well-respected generals and whatnot.
Yeah, they were human trafficking.
Oh yeah, they're
So
super evil. They deserved what they got. However, they do hold a grudge because they're evil creatures that hold grudges.
That's what we do.
fair enough.
So back
But
on the boat,
they were like asking why like we were killing them. Yeah, just yeah.
are you guys just gonna head back to town then?
I guess so.
Okay. You return to town. Your
We tell
exciting
them of
adventure complete.
impending doom.
I call everyone for a town meeting. This is actually really important.
Oh,
How many fish were in that fish village, by the way?
Thousands.
Hmm.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, there's lots of them. It's a full city down there.
Yeah. Well,
Let's see, there's like 15 houses. Each house could have a family, potentially 3 or 4 in each house. What's that, like 45? Plus you got the temple complex. Should have a bunch of other types. Yeah, probably like 100 pelagics down here.
oh, only 100. That's not too bad, but still.
Yeah, in medieval times, numbers weren't that great. Like these days, we've got billions and billions of people, but in ancient
Yeah.
times, a major city would probably only have like this, like 15 houses in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
save the game here.
okay.
I think that's a good save point.
I feel like at this point I would have to tell them I'm a fish because how else would I be down there actually talking to
You'll
What?
admit to the townsfolk that you're a
Water
fish person?
breathing magic.
I'll tell them I'm not here for harm. I'm just here to live because I don't want to harm anyone. That's what
I mean,
and
you could
like
you could lie and tell everybody you were transformed by a witch.
I don't want to lie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I also don't want to die either. So I want to tell them so that when they do find out, they're not like, "Oh my God, it's a fish! Kill it with fire."
See, all you need to do is just manage to get both like the armies that want to attack the hamlet to attack at the same time and then fight each other, right? So you have the vampire thieves guild who wants to come back and attack the town and steal some more people, but then you also have the pelagic people who could attack the town. If you could get it to happen at the same time, boy, they take care of each other, wouldn't they?
I mean, maybe they also could just ally up and kill everything.
And then you'd have like vampire Dagon to deal with.
Yeah, I don't want skeleton Bowser underwater. That wouldn't be.
Okay, let's see. Did it save?
Well, I'll leave that discussion for next session.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it saved right.
Sweet.
Yeah, these new menus are slow. Everything in this seems to take like 10 times longer now.
I feel like it just got worse in some aspect. Well, let me add this to my stuff card.
Okay, it did save. All right, I'm going to end my stream. Thanks for watching. It's been fun.